to talk to you about zakat. All right. So because yesterday I think you've done your module 1, all right, the introduction to financial planning, all right, and then today you're going to do module 2 plus the zakat, all right, and then this is your second day, right? Second day class, right? Second day, right? Okay. I'd like to know a little bit about yourself before I continue, because I'd like to know, who's my audience, all right? So maybe I'll start with when you put your video on, I cannot see your name, but okay. In general, are you all financial planners? Are you all financial practitioners? Financial practitioners? Yeah, I guess you're all from the financial planning background. Yes, okay. And are some of you attached with any advisory firms? Any advisory firms? You do? All right. Okay, I guess so. Yes, all right. And then, so today's topic about insurance company. Okay, all right, all right. So, the reason you come to this RFP capstone, is it more for licensing purposes? Licensing? Licensing purposes, I guess. All right. So, all right. So you wanted to apply for your, yes, you wanted to apply for your FAR or CMSRL, right? Okay. Right. Then, has any one of you here in this class done your Sharia RFP? Sharia? No, not yet. Right. Okay. No. So, all right. I guess both knowledge and license. Okay. I guess most of you have attended RFP Module 1, RFP Module 2 as the compulsory CPD to maintain your license, correct? You have done that, right? So I guess, some of you have seen the text on Module 2, but probably the one that you have attended was the previous edition. The latest one that we have is for edition for 2014. Yeah. So you may, you may unmute yourself to speak with the speaker. Okay, you can unmute, ya. Tak apa. Kalau you suka nak chat, tak apa. I tengok je chat box kat sebelah. But if you wanted to speak to me, you want to say something, you can just unmute at any time. Alright, yeah? Okay? Alright, so we have, I'm going to be with you for today, the whole day. So 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening, all right? And then I will do zakat first, all right? And we see how it goes, how long it will take for me to finish. All right, so once we finish the zakat, I'm going to go into module 2. So for most of you, I think module 2 is about risk management and insurance planning. Is not really something new to you guys. It could be probably a refreshments. All right, so I guess most of you are doing it. All right, then probably one little thing that you might not have in-depth knowledge is probably on takaful, but there's only one chapter in takaful in your textbook module 2. All right, but I'm going to go through with you as well. All right, so I guess when I look at the participants here, I think every one of you, I don't see any Muslim student here. All right, Muslim, no, I'm waiting, no Muslim student here. So I guess I need to talk a little bit on takaful, because as you know, if you wanted to market the insurance protection for the clients, for the Muslim clients, you cannot present, you cannot propose to them to buy insurance, right? So you need to get them to participate in takaful, right? So I'm using the correct word. You have to use the correct word when you present any takaful protection, all right? Because takaful is an Islamic insurance, right? So the word, you have to really, say the correct word, because the words itself, is displaying the difference in the framework, in the takaful framework versus the insurance framework. All right, you're going to see that later, inshallah. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to straight away go into zakat topic. All right, and then I think you guys have I'm going to show the slides. I'm going to show the slides, and you can have access to the textbook, right? I guess none of you have the physical textbook. Do you have the physical textbook? You don't have. All right, so you're just gonna watch on the screen, right? Read from the screen, right? All right, so okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start on zakat. But before that, do you have any questions? Any questions? No? Everybody okay? Everything okay? So yesterday was okay as well. So you're gonna have how many days? 6 days. 6 days, right? So today, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and then you're gonna continue uh, next few weeks. All right. So it's gonna be like three days only for this week, right? Okay. I'm gonna share with you the screen, Zakat. All right. So in your textbook there in front of you on the screen, how many Zakat chapters are there? You go to module 4. Click on module 4 and RFP module 4 is zakat and tax, and then you look at chapter 14. You should have 14, 15, 16. Can you just check it for me? Do you have that chapters? Do you have that 3 chapters? How many chapters that you have? This is just to double check with you, okay? How many chapters that you have? Three? 3 chapters? 18? Yeah. Zakat and tax planning, you have 18, but just on zakat, just chapters on zakat. Chapters on zakat, how many? I think it started from chapter 14. Chapter 14, 5 chapters. I guess it's just 3. Can you look at it again? Chapter, yes, Lee, you're right. Okay, everyone, it's just like 14, 15, 16. 3 chapters. Right, there are 3 chapters on zakat. All right, and you're going to be tested on those chapters in the exam. All right, not many. I think maybe 4 to 5 questions. Right, and not really difficult. Not very difficult if you read lah, ya. So I have to lapik sikit lah kan. So nanti student kata apa sana kata senang je, so you tak baca sekali saja, no. Kalau baca, the trick is that you see, if you read the book, no problem. If you don't read, problem. Alright, yeah? So if you read, no problem. Okay. So to pass all these RFPs capstone is not really difficult. Because I think most of you are from the financial planning background, so I don't think there's any issue for you to even do the project paper. So the only thing, you make sure that you follow the requirements, you follow the instructions, right? The specified spell out, by MFPC, because I know that some of the financial practitioners out there, they follow what their agency has provided, and example, the cash flow statement and the net worth statement, they put it in, so they will lose marks. Please follow the format that MBC have prepared for you guys when you do the project paper. For exam, it's going to be online, right? It's going to be then in computer based, so you're going to get a result there and then. It will be 100 questions. It will be 100 questions comprised of all the chapters, all the modules, all right? And then your exam is going to be in March, if I'm not mistaken, right? In March, right? So you have few months, but actually few months is not a very long time. Looking at you're going to celebrate your Chinese New Year soon, right? And then all the festive seasons and whatnot, right? So, and then your own workload, right? So you have to really start now, all right? So you have to start a bit, you study a bit, all right? So if you do have any problem, you see, not understanding, whatever's in zakat chapter, you can always personal WhatsApp me, you can call me. So I'm gonna give my number here in the chat box. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is my phone number. All right, my name is Zalina. Yeah, I think you know my name, Zalina. Okay, so that's my number. So if you do have any questions on zakat or later in module 2, so you can always personal WhatsApp me. Okay, all right, guys. Okay, I'm gonna share with you, the slides that they have provided in the e-learning. Okay, guys. So can you see my slides? Yeah, no problem. Can you see my slides? Everyone? Yeah, yes, okay, good. All right. Okay. So this is actually last time the one who used to lecture zakat is Dr. Adibah. So she's from Lembaga Zakat Selangor itself. All right. So she's very, very well versed, because she's practicing it. She's in the organization. But lately she can't, get away from office because a lot of work there. So I'm using her slides to share with you on the zakat thing. But actually, these 3 chapters, they are just recently updated last year, and we're going to use it for this year. Right. So there are lots more info in the three chapters in this new textbook, all right, that you can look through, you can read through, all right. But for your information, if you're going to see your Muslim prospect, right, you need to talk to them, you need to tell them about the importance of paying zakat, because if they don't pay zakat, they're going to create a scene, right? Berdosa, ya. Kalau tak bayar zakat tu berdosa, ya. And then that's why zakat termasuk dalam kita punya financial planning, because zakat can also act as tax rebates, yeah. And then because your clients still have to do tax planning or whatnot, so with zakat paid and then can be used as tax rebates, it could help the client to make sure that they have put their money in the right place for them to accumulate the wealth well, and for them to take advantage of all the rebates and reliefs that are provided by IRB, Lembaga Hasilan Negeri. Okay, all right. So don't be surprised that some Muslim also don't really know in depth about zakat, including me, because there are a lot of new things, all right, that's not in the Quran and not in the Sunnah, all right, talking about the wealth that is subjected to zakat. But not to worry, because if any of your Muslim clients do not understand, do not know how to pay the zakat on a specific wealth that they have, what you can do is that you can advise them to go to any Lembaga Zakat, Pusat Zakat at their particular states, all right, at each of the states, and then just ask the officers there. They are the best people for your clients, to ask about zakat and how to pay zakat, and whether the wealth that they are holding are subjected to zakat or not. All right, so there's no problem on that. Our government has successfully introduced or developed or established an organization that can really help the Muslim people in Malaysia to pay zakat on their specific wealth. All right, because zakat is charity, not really charity, a payment, something like a compulsory charity given to a specific recipient, and then from a specific wealth, under specific conditions. All right. Okay. Let us go through that so that you can understand better. You just can ask me at any time if you find difficulty to understand. All right. Say okay. All right. Introduction. Okay, it says here, all right, so the search for wealth is one of the religious obligations that need to be fulfilled, which could lead Muslims to taqwa. Muslim also, we are encouraged, you see, to find wealth, because the objective of Muslim, why are we here in this world? So we believe that we are here to help people. All right, we are here to help people. So when we make dua to Allah, all right, we make dua to Allah every prayer. So we make dua to Allah, Allah, please give us more wealth so that we can help more people. Especially you can see at time like this, during this pandemic, COVID-19, you see a lot of people are suffering financially, right? So we hope to have more wealth so that we can help more people, right? So if we do not have, all right, so much wealth that we can help a lot of people, what can we do is that we can help them with the knowledge that we have. Right, we can share to them, we can make a change in their life. All right, so this is the thing that I always tell my students, you see, when you take up all these professional qualification programs, right, not necessarily, right, the most important thing is not really to pass the exam and to get the designation, but most importantly for you to get the knowledge, and most importantly is for you to share the knowledge so that you can make a change. You can make a change in some people's life, and you're going to be rewarded for that. All right, so okay, and then see, even though Islam does not prohibit the exchange of wealth, it prohibits people from hoarding the wealth. That's why we cannot hoard our wealth. It should be circulated in the economy. All right. And Islam also provides some guidelines on the use, distribution, and sharing one's wealth with the others. Because we also, as a Muslim, we believe that, all the wealth that we have does not belong to us. It belongs to Allah. All right. And as a Muslim, there are only three things that belong to us. Do you know what are those three things? All right. Okay. The Prophet Muhammad SAW said there are only three things that belong to us. Those are the food that we eat until finish, all right, and the clothes that we wear, like until it's like torn, and then it's really it's like macam buruk dah, and then is the sedekah jariyah. And it's the charity that you give. So that are the only three things that belong to you. Others, all belongs to Allah. And how you should exploit it, it should be exploited according to the commandment of Allah. All right. So according to Islam, sharing of wealth could be done among others. That's why we have to share the wealth, right? Through various mechanisms such as zakat, and we can hibah. And I think you've heard of this. And inshallah, you can. I'm not sure whether you can. No, because this is RFP, right? You're not taking Sharia. I think there's probably a little bit on the estate planning, on the Islamic estate planning, when you can go through your module 5 later, right? And then we can distribute, we can share our wealth through zakat, hibah, waqaf, and sadaqah. Right. So these are some Islamic terminologies, right, that you need to know, right? When especially, for you to understand how the Muslim lives, what are their beliefs, what are their value systems and whatnot. So you have to understand that, right, in order for you to get the Muslim to plan their financial planning through the Islamic way. All right. So zakat is one of the things, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to introduce, you need to highlight to your Muslim clients, all right, for them to make sure they pay their zakat, once they meet all the conditions, all right? And you should caution them if they do not pay the zakat, they're going to create a sin, right? So zakat is only compulsory on Muslims who meet the stipulated criteria pronounced by the Sharia, right? So the amount of zakat paid is entitled to claim as rebate pursuant to Section 6A3 of the Income Tax Act 1967. Right. All right. And in addition to that, any payment like zakat fitrah is also entitled for rebates, all right, under the same section. Right. So therefore, that is one of the reason, all right, zakat should also be included in the financial planning of a Muslim individual. Right. Because the condition to pay zakat is only one of the conditions to pay zakat is you must be a Muslim. Right. All right. Okay.
Excuse me, Zarina. I have a question.
All right.
Zakat, is it more like EPF or more like insurance?
Zakat? None.
That means,
Zakat is actually is it explained again?
okay, okay.
Okay. Zakat is actually one of the pillars in Islam. All right. It's not. It's actually more on the social welfare. All right. Okay. And then it's helping the poor and the needy. And actually, there are 8 recipients. 8 recipients for the zakat payment. Do you open to device? Oh, I think. Let me check. It's agreed. All right. Yeah. Can you hold on for a while? Yeah, I will stop my sharing. Probably I've opened twice. But I think I opened once. Patrick, can you mute? Just mute one device. No, I don't open 2. I just open 1. I only have 1 device. Now it's okay. Now it's okay. All right. Echo. Loud echo. Okay. Is it echoing now again, guys? No. Okay.
I think it's okay now. No issue.
Oh, okay. I think it's start to echo once. Okay. All right. So the question is that, okay, for Sharia RFP, do we need to go through full course? Sharia RFP, you can attend Sharia RFP capstone, right? Sharia RFP capstone, you have to go through all the 6 days as well, like capstone, like RFP capstone. Okay. All right. Okay, all right. So, okay, I try to share the slides again. Okay, I try to share the slides again. Okay, this is the problem with when you're doing online classes, right? All these problems here. Okay, okay, right. Okay, let me continue. All right. In Malaysia, zakat and taxation run in parallel with each other, and the fund from both sources will be used to develop the country. Right. Because in zakat also we help the needy and the poor people so that they can create their economy. All right, and then with then the everybody can do the business. All right, so that money will circulated. All right, in the country. And zakat and tax are considered as the source of public finance, but generally they are very much different from one another. If you don't pay zakat, nobody will come after you. But in Selangor, there's an enactment saying that if you don't pay zakat, you're going to be fined. All right, you can in Selangor, but I don't. But here it says here. All right, in Selangor. All right, there are two clause related to zakat. You can see in your chapter 14, right? Page 14-17 later. Right, in Selangor, there are two clauses related to zakat. All right, under the Sharia criminal offense enactment, right? Say if anybody found didn't pay zakat, actually they are already entitled, or actually they are already fulfilled all the requirements to pay zakat, they can be fined not exceeding 5,000 ringgit or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years or both. Right? And then, okay, so they can be fined, right? But if you don't pay tax, will somebody go after you? Yes, they will. Yeah, lembaga hasil dalam negeri, kalau you are not lucky, so they're going to audit you, right? And then they're going to fine you, they're going to compound you. But zakat, yeah, in Selangor ada enactment dia, kalau you tak bayar, so you kena boleh didenda. Tapi in other states, I'm not sure. But in akhirat, in hereafter, yes, you're going to be fined. Yeah, you're going to be answerable. You're going to be accountable for Allah. You have to answer to Allah. Why didn't you pay zakat? Because zakat is one of the pillars in Islam. All right, one is in Islam, is the third pillar in Islam. All right, you can look that in your chapter 14. All right, so the 5 pillars of Islam. So it's on the third pillar. The third pillar. Why? Because we want to help the poor and the needy, and that's why we have to pay zakat. All right. Okay, and then this is the 5 pillars of Islam. The 5 pillars of Islam is Shahada, our confession, and there's no God except Allah, and Prophet Muhammad is the messenger. So that is our confession. This is our Shahada. And then we do prayer 5 times a day. And then on the third pillar, all right, we do zakat. And then the fourth pillar, we fast. And the fifth pillar, we'll perform Hajj. But nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, right, a lot of frustrations from the Muslim community because they can't go for Hajj. All right, so hopefully, all right, when this COVID-19 virus been lifted up, all right, so hopefully more people will be able to go for Hajj. All right, so like 5 pillars of Islam. 5 pillars of Islam. If you build your house, and if it is supported by 5 pillars, are you going to be very secure? Yes, definitely. So your belief, your faith in Allah will be stronger if you are able to perform all the 5 pillars. All right. If you can't, you see, your house is only your life, your own self only supported by 1 pillar or 2 pillars is not strong enough. All right. The devotion, the faith and the belief that you have in Allah is going to be like tak kuat. It's going to be very weak. So that's why, you see, we have to try, it's compulsory for us. We try, it's compulsory for us to perform zakat if we meet all the conditions. Remember, if you meet all the conditions, all right? Okay, some people need not to pay zakat if they do not fulfill the conditions. Okay, all right. So And then here, zakat is mentioned, all right, in the Holy Quran, vis-a-vis with prayers in 30 verses. All right, if you look in the Quran, all right, there are about 30 verses in the Quran, spelling out the commandments from Allah, to pay zakat, all right, to perform salah, to perform prayer, and also to pay zakat. So every time, about 27 verses out of the 30 in the Quran, when Allah commanded to perform salah and also to fulfill the zakat, all right, it seems that it always come together. So is something to say that if you don't pay your zakat, if you don't perform your zakat, it's as if your prayer is not complete. All right, so you have to do both, right? You have to do both. Okay, it's not complete, so it doesn't complete one another, right? So you have to here. Okay, these are some of the verses in the Quran, all right, whereby you can find the commandments from Allah, to pay zakat and as well to perform salah. All right. So if you are taking our Sharia RFP, all right, capstone, you're gonna be given a Quran. All right, terjemahan Quran, Quran translation. Yeah, so you can but for capstone RFP, you I don't think you're given the Quran, right? So this is just and something and information to you, for you to tell your clients that, look, there are about 30 verses in the Quran, saying that Allah commanded you to pay your zakat as well, to perform your salah. All right. Okay. So importance of zakat. So importance of zakat, right? It is extremely, it is extremely important. All right. To for the Muslim to fulfill their zakat. Yeah, to fulfill their zakat. All right, to fulfill their zakat. All right, because as a reminder to Muslim that ultimate owner of all things is Allah. Yeah, to remind the Muslim that actually, you see, all of this belong to Allah. When you die, do you bring everything to your grave? You don't, right? All your luxury cars, your house, your gold bullions or whatnot. Do you bring all those to your grave? No, right? Nothing. You bring nothing, because you see, like, if you own a house now, right? You own your house. You're staying in your late parents' house. You see, and if somebody come to see you and say, "Can I spend the night in your house?" You say, "No, cannot. This is my house." And then that person asks you, "Whose house is this before?" "This was my parents' house." All right. And then he said, and then that guy asks you again, "When you die, who's gonna stay in this house?" "My children." All right. So you're gonna pass the house to your children. All right. And when your children die, then who's gonna stay in this house? My grandchildren. When your grandchildren die, who's gonna stay in your house? My great grandchildren. So, sir, this house belongs to whom? All right. It belongs to nobody. Actually, it belongs to Allah. All right. When you die, you're not going to bring your house, your car, everything. All right. You're going to pass on to other people. So basically, you don't own anything, right? So the only thing that you own actually is the food that you eat. The baju you pakai, baju, and also the charity that you give in to people. Okay. So this is as a reminder to Muslims that the ultimate owner of all things is Allah. Right? Is always perceived as an act of worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's actually, when you pay zakat, when you perform all the 5 pillars in Islam, it's an act of worship. All right, for you to be closer to Allah. You see, if you takut, you're going to be accountable before Allah to answer Him. Why didn't you perform all the 5 pillars? You see, so we are afraid that we're going to be punished, right? But we are afraid that we're going to be punished, yet we become closer to Him. Right? If you're afraid of somebody, right, you lari pada COVID-19 kan, you cuba lari kan, but not in Islam. All right, you takut pada Allah, you takut that you're going to be punished for not following the commandments, but you become closer to Him. Right? Okay, so that's one thing about Islam. Since zakat is an annual obligation, the poverty could be minimized. All right, zakat is an annual obligation, so the objective is actually to minimize the poverty among the Muslim people, right? So I just concentrate for Malaysian people, for the Muslim nation people, right? So by paying zakat, it will purify the wealth and the soul of the zakat payer, right? When you pay zakat, it does not only purify, it doesn't only cleanse, you see, the wealth that you have is also cleansing, you see, the soul of the zakat payer. All right. Why so? Right? Because a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen, right? Okay, we are so afraid that we might have these three bad things that in us. You know, what are those three things? Yeah? What are those three sifat lah? Is greed. You know, the more you have, the more you want. It will never be enough for you. True or not? Right? People give you some money, you want it more. You grow in your means, you want it more. You want more and more and more and more. So what happened to you? You become greedy, right? And then what happened to you at the next one? All right, if you when you become greedy and you become obsessed with money. All right, so anybody who wants to ask a favor from you, so you're gonna ask them. You see, if I do help you, what do I get? What's my portion? All right, if your employer asks you to do some overtime work, all right, in the office, then you ask him, can I claim for overtime? All right, everything must be associated with ringgit Malaysia. You are so obsessed. If there's nothing RM ringgit profit, at the end of the line, so you're not going to do it, right? Okay, so you become obsessed with money. And the third one, you become arrogant. Just only that you are driving a Mercedes Benz or a Porsche or a Range Rover, or you're living in a mansion, you're living in a bungalow, you hold a good position as CEO, executive, whatever, and you become arrogant, sombong, right? So that's why to elevate, to mitigate all these kind of characteristics, in yourself, we become, we are recommended, to give more charities, to pay zakat, so that we will not have all these three bad characteristics. Right? So here, this is why we're going to purify the soul, not only the wealth, purify the soul. Right? So literally, zakat means cleansing or purifying of something from dirt or filth. You see, dirt is dirty. Filth is more than dirty. All right, it's filthy. You are dirty, but you are filthy. You are dirtier than dirty. All right, so it means that we are going to cleanse it. All right, maybe we get that wealth from a source is from a haram source. If we have accumulated our wealth from haram sources, we should stop. We should not be continuing doing that. We should repent. We should not be doing it anymore. All right. So how to do that? Not only by paying zakat, you purify it, but to stop absolutely from engaging in that kind of like transactions or whatnot, business, from the non-Sharia compliant sources. Right? It also means praise, growth, and increase. Once you pay zakat, we believe, our faith, we believe in Allah that our wealth will grow more. A lot of people thought that when they start to pay zakat, their wealth is going to be decreased. But that's not so. That's not true. Right? The more you pay zakat, the more you get your wealth is going to be increased. Right? Right. And then legally, it is a transfer of a specific wealth to a specific individual under specific conditions. So this is zakat. Right? Okay, transfer of ownership. All right, so specific wealth, specific individual, specific conditions. All right, so difference between zakat and charity. All right, as zakat is fardu, obligatory, and charity is recommended. Rate is specific, not applicable. Recipient, specific, not applicable. Even you can also give charity to animals, you see. All right, you can help the cat, you can help all the animals, all right, feed them, take care of them, you see, all those things. All right, recipient, specific, in terms, defined, general, types of wealth, defined, not defined. And then pay management system from the Quran and the Sunnah, and depend on giver. Payment sequence after obligatory giving, nafaqah wajibah. And then we're going to see that later. What does it mean? Close relatives first. All right. In Sadaqah, we always recommend people to give to your close relative first, right? Before you go to the outer members of the family. All right. Claimable from the deceased? Yes. Even though you already passed away, you are no longer in this world. If your harta, your wealth, meets all those conditions, you have to pay zakat, even though you are no longer in this world. So that will rest upon the executor to make sure that the zakat is paid, upon the deceased wealth. Right? And then minor and insane, not exempted. You're a minor and you're insane, but you have wealth that meets all the stipulated conditions or whatnot, the guardian of the minor, the guardian of the insane person will need to pay zakat on their behalf. Right? Okay, the conditions for paying zakat, you must be a Muslim, Islam, all right? A full ownership, you must own that wealth. All right, it cannot be taken from someone else's wealth. All right, it must be yours. Right, a freedom man, he is not a slave, and I think there's not many slaves, or even I think there's no more slaves in this modern world now, right? And the wealth meets the full howl. The wealth full howl means it is kept for a full year. All right, the wealth achieves the nisab, the minimum rate. All right, so nisab is the zakat payable amount of wealth must exceed in order for a Muslim owner to be obliged not to dive zakat, to give zakat. You don't really dive into paying zakat. It's something macam nak cakap you dive into paying zakat for you to give zakat. Right? Okay. What is nisab? What is nisab? Okay, let's look at what is nisab. So nisab is the amount, depends on the type of zakatable wealth. That is the benchmark lah. Bila you sampai that benchmark, nisab tu, you kena bayar zakat. Alright, the example of nisab are for gold, equivalent to 85 grams of gold or 20 dinars. All right, if you have gold and then the weight exceeds 85 grams and you never won it even once in a year, so the nisab is 85 grams. And because gold here, they got two types of zakat on gold, right? And then gold that you wear, the nisab is actually the uruf of each states. All right, okay, you're going to see that inshallah later. So silver, if you own more than 595 grams of silver, then if you hold that silver for a year and you're Muslim and the silver belongs to you, all right, and you're a freedom man, so you need to pay zakat. All right, 30 for cows and buffaloes if you have 30 cows, and buffaloes if you have 40 goats and sheep, and 5 for camel. All right, for currencies and liquid investment, all right, your currency, your savings, your investment, all right, nisab is the current value of nisab for gold. All right, so the nisab, all right, fluctuates because it depends on the price of the gold. And I just checked with Dr. Adiba, so I asked her, because she's with Lembaga Zakat Selangor, right? So how do you determine the nisab, all right, the nisab for gold? So which type of gold that you take, that you refer to? Is it the 2916, 999? All right. So she said they follow the 999. Right. So what they do is that they will check out with Banegara will publish the price of the 999 gold every day. So what they'll take is that they're going to take the price every day and they're going to take an average. All right. That is for next year. Like this year, this is 2021, right? For last year, throughout 2020, so they're going to take the daily price for the 999 and then they're going to get the average, and it's going to be the nisab, the price for 1 gram of gold, the nisab for this year. All right. Okay. So that's what I gathered from her. All right. Okay, the nisab for previous years. Okay, nisab previous year. Okay, like Lembaga Zakat Selangor, they will publish the nisab twice in a year. Right, twice in a year. So if anyone missed out paying their zakat, right, they have to qada. Qada means they have to bayar semula, bayar balik. They are not waived from not paying the zakat that they have forgotten or they have not aware of, or they purposely not paying it. Okay, because purposely not paying it is a sin, right? So they need to pay that. Compulsory, kena bayar qada. Qada means they have to ganti balik, ganti balik bayar. So what they do is that they're gonna check Lembaga Zakat Selangor, if that particular person stays in Selangor, okay, look at what is the previous nisab. All right, and then if the wealth that they hold exceeds the nisab, then they have to pay the zakat. All right, so this is some examples of the.
Can you put a little bit more example of this nisab? How do they pay? Let's say nisab rate here, 2015, 11,151. What does it mean? That means it's the amount they have to pay, or it's a so-called asset they hold.
Okay, no. Okay, this is a nisab. Okay, katakanlah. Oh, wait. I think it's echoing. Okay, boleh dengar tak?
Boleh.
Okay, example, right? 2015 the nisab is 11,145. Alright, say I tengok satu wealth saja ya. Katakanlah I concentrate, I nak kasih contoh gold. Katakanlah you have gold bar. You have gold bar. Right? So you gold bar. This gold bar you tak pakai kan? Gold bar you tak pakai because gold, zakat on gold terbagi pada dua kategori. Satu gold yang you pakai, satu gold yang you tak pakai. Normally kalau gold bar you tak pakai lah. Tak ada you taruh buat subang ke, you buat rantai ke, nobody will pakai, lagi-lagi berapa kilo you beli, right? So katakanlah your berat you punya gold bar, right? Your gold bar is more than 85 grams. More than 85 grams, right? More than 85 grams. So, and then the price, say the price of the gold, right? The price of the gold. Okay, here 11,145, and the price of the gold, according to that rate, 1 gram of gold exceeds 11,145. Exceeds 11,145. The value of the gold, right? So, okay, say like last year, okay, maybe not. This one baru masuk. Katakanlah this is 2020, right? So you ada gold bar, all right? Then you dah hold for 1 year, all right? And then dengan harga 1 gram of gold, and then you times, the weight of your gold exceeds 11,145. Exceeds. Say 1 gram of gold cost this much, and then kali berapa berat you punya gold tu, and then lebih 11,145. Maybe 12,000. Maybe 12,000. Ya? Jadi kena bayar zakat tak?
Halusnya.
Kenalah. Berapa banyak? 2.5%. From?
2.5% of
12,000.
more than this 11,000.
No. So katakanlah the value of your gold
Then for
is
example, the value of
12,000.
my gold, that I have
12,000.
let's say 20,000 for simplicity.
12,000.
So
So
I need to take
20,000
the
times
minus.
2.5. No minus. 20,000.
20,000 times 2.5%.
Yes.
Okay. So that means the value of the possession that we have more than this so-called NISPA rate, then we subject to pay the zakat. And
Exactly.
the total value of it, the 2.5%.
Exactly.
Okay. That's okay. Let's say this is this year I acquired this gold 20,000 Then that was probably last year at 2020. I have a 20,000 worth of gold. So then I paid zakat already, the 2.5%. Okay, now this year, by end of this year, if the gold price shoot up to 30,000, the value worth of it, do I need to pay zakat again?
Yeah, every year.
Or every year?
Yep.
That means then how to calculate it's the difference of the 20 to 30,000, the 2.5%, or
No.
30,000, 2.5%?
30,000.
Okay. But if the I mean, the gold prices fluctuate, all this, if the gold price drop below 20,000, then I don't need to pay. But okay.
Okay.
Okay, clear.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Hi, Salina.
Yeah.
Rachel
It's
here.
echo, right? Got echo, right? No. Okay. Yeah, Rachel.
Okay. Just now that one is the example for gold, right? So how about the for example, if let's say the Muslim, they put in the FD example, a fixed deposit, okay, and then fixed deposit they give the interest, right? So did that amount need to pay for zakat as well?
Okay. If any fixed deposit that is conventional and then they pay interest, right? So they cannot pay zakat. They can only pay zakat on the principal, their money. But on the interest given, right, they cannot pay zakat on the interest because it's from non-sharia, it's from haram sources, right?
Okay, so example, they do have like 100,000 in the fixed deposit. So the 100,000 have to times 2.5%?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Right, because the 20,000, the 100,000, 200,000 already exceeds 11,145. All right.
Okay, understand.
All right. Okay then. All right. Okay. It is sometimes it's echoing, sometimes it's not. Okay then. Okay, let me continue. Okay, this is actually the nisab, right? Is all for the. You can look at this later. The goal. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Now look at the beneficiaries of zakat. The benefit. Who are the recipients of zakat? Who are the recipients of zakat? All right. Okay. The benefits of zakat. Okay, states there are 8 beneficiaries of zakat. So the fuqara, okay, the needy, the hardcore poor, the masakin, the poor, the amil, individuals who have the authority and responsible to collect and distribute zakat. Mu'allaf, okay, mu'allaf is a non-Muslim who embrace Islam or have the potential to embrace Islam. A riqab, to free captive, someone from bondage or the shackles of slavery. Gharimin, those people in debt. Debt is for survival but not for luxury. Those people who's in debt and actually not debt yang pinjam untuk luxuries. Okay, debt yang mungkin, right, I rasa yang mungkin boleh life threatening something like that kan. Tapi kena tengok jugalah for what. Zakat, pusat zakat will, when you wanted to apply for this, they're gonna really, screen you, whether are you entitled or not for that, because they are holding the money, they are bertanggungjawab, you see, responsible, to disburse the money. If they disburse it wrongly to the wrong people, they're going to be answerable in front of Allah. Right, so they have to be very careful. Likewise, you see, when you wanted to claim for your insurance money, right? So the claim officer will really very meticulously, very deliberately, screen through the claim form, right, in order not to, pay the wrong the wrong claim to the wrong people. All right. Okay, so this is another one is Ibn Sabir, the wayfarer. Those and then fi sabilillah, in the way of Allah, somebody who's who's in the process, who's in the actions, who's doing something, all right, to uphold Islam or to advocate Islam, or and then they have they have difficulties, or they have obstacles, or whatever, right? So if they need help, they need some resources, and they are able to try, they are eligible, to apply for zakat. All right. Okay, these are the 8 people who are the recipients of for zakat. All right. Okay, identifying the poor. So how do you identify the poor, and how you identify the hardcore poor? Okay, the hardcore poor. All right. Puan, do we need to memorize all Islamic term? I mean the exam. You do have to lah. You have to lah, Wong. Yeah, you have to understand apa dia makna dia. Yeah, what is the meaning of that? Okay, and then but not to worry. To me, as long as you read the 3 chapters in the zakat ni, I don't think you have any problem. Soalan pun tak susah sangat. Ada sedikit kiraan. Normally ada sedikit kiraan on the zakat. I mean the calculation, but calculation also is not difficult also. Okay, all right. So, but it's good for you to know, Wong, so that when you see your Muslim clients, all right, so they would appreciate so much that you tahu ya, oh apa, jadi dia macam surprise, macam impress, wow, Wong, you tahu ya, I pun tak tahu. Okay, bagus kan? So jadi at least you know, and then you can help the Muslim people. You can elevate the literacy in all these zakat things and whatnot. All right, on the wakaf, hibah, on estate planning, on the Islamic estate planning. All right. Okay. It's good to be knowledgeable, all right, and it's good to move, because your scope of prospects does not limit you, to not going to the Muslim clients, right? Good. All right, so zakat institution introduces sufficient limit known as haq kifayah as a mechanism to identify poor household. Okay, let me explain to you in summary how do you identify how you categorize this family as poor or hardcore poor, miskin atau fakir miskin. Alright, fakir miskin is the hardcore poor lah, yang susah. Miskin is miskin lah. Okay, dekat lembaga zakat Selangor, they use something called haq kifayah. Haq kifayah, kalau UK, I want you to look at page 14-14. Can you look at that page 14-14? Okay, here dia tulis kat situ sufficiency limit. Okay, here they assume, right, the haq kifayah for a family of 6. For a family of 6, all right, they already categorize, you see, the description on each category, and then the rate, that they find sufficient to to get a good shelter, food, clothing, education, and medical transportation or whatnot. So the Lembaga Zakat Selangor has come up with this sufficient limit, and they assume, and they have done this calculation, okay, a family of 6 would need about 2040 to survive, to maintain their life. All right, 2040. If this particular family, all right, the income, the household income is more than half. Okay, so just take for example, I just round it up, maybe 2,000. Okay, half is like 1,000, right? So if this particular family, the household income is 1,500, so they are considered poor, right? But if this family only have less than half, means 800 or 900, so they are considered fakir miskin, hardcore poor, right? So that is how they determine whether you are under the category of poor or hardcore poor, right? Okay, that what it means. Okay, identifying poor. Here what I mean, right? Okay, this one, you can check this out. You see in the portal, in the website. All right. Okay, head of household, paid home, free home, or whatnot. Okay, additional. Okay, identifying poor. So this is what it means. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah. All right. So okay, in Malaysia, all these matters are under the governance of each state in the country. All right. So according to the Federal Constitution, list 2 state list of Schedule 9. All right. It is clearly stated that zakat, fitrah, or any other Baitul Mal Islamic religious revenue are under the purview of state government and not federal government. Sebab tu you tengok dekat setiap state ada sendiri punya, ya, pusat zakat dan lembaga zakat untuk each state, ya. Dia ada different uruf, different benchmark, ladies and gentlemen, because it's governed under the specific state government and not the federal government. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So not to worry. Yeah. If your client wanted to pay zakat, just pergi dekat the respective state. Yeah. And then zakat, ladies and gentlemen, okay, you bayar zakat, you kerja di Selangor, bayar kat Selangor. You kerja in Pulau Pinang, bayar di Pulau Pinang. You bekerja dekat Kelantan, bayar kat Kelantan. Right, yeah? Okay. Zakat should be paid in the respective place that you get the income from. Right, yeah? Walaupun you ni orang Kelantan tapi kerja kat Selangor, you kata nak bayar zakat kat Kelantan, no, you bayar dekat Selangor. Because your income that you get derived from Selangor. Okay, so bayar dekat Selangor. Okay, types of zakat. Types of zakat, we have zakat fitrah and zakat on wealth. So we have these two zakat, yeah. So zakat fitrah and zakat on wealth. All right. Okay. Zakat fitrah. What is zakat fitrah? So zakat fitrah is actually, okay, let me look at it. Okay, zakat fitrah means the same as iftar. Iftar is actually breaking a fast. Masa orang puasa, tak lama lagi, the Muslim will have their Ramadan month, right? So they have to pay their zakat fitrah during that Ramadan month, right? So the word fitrah means the same as iftar, breaking a fast, and it comes from the same root as futur, which means breakfast. All right. So zakat fitrah is also known as zakat of body, all right, and zakat of Ramadan. Right, and zakat fitrah is compulsory for every Muslim, whereby the Prophet, upon whom be God's peace and blessings, made zakat fitrah compulsory on every slave, free man, male, female, young, and old among the Muslims. 1 sa' of dried dates or 1 sa' of bunny salt. Yeah? Okay, it is due from the starting of Ramadan and ends before the Eid prayer. So you can, if you look at in your book there, all right, just want to show you page on 14-21, right? So that is on the illustration on the time to perform zakat fitrah. Okay, actually the afdal means the best time for the Muslim to pay the zakat fitrah is after the last day of the Ramadan, last day. After they break their fast, the last day. Say they fast for 30 days, right? So ini, and then they buka puasa, the last day. So and then before they go to prayer the next morning, right? So itu ialah masa yang paling afdal. Afdal means the best time. You know, you get the best rewards to pay. But ramai orang terlupa. Dia takut because they're so happy, have finished already, nak hari raya lah, and then they forgot, you see. So that's why it's allowable for the Muslim to start paying zakat fitrah from the day one of Ramadan, right? So you can see that there is something called, the obligatory, and then we have something like permissible. Permissible is from 1st Ramadan to 30th or 29th Ramadan, all right? And then the afdal is from the sunset, all right, until the, before the Eid prayer, all right? And then obligatory, wajib, after sunrise, pagi, some before, kalau yang wajib kena bayar, afdal the best time, but compulsory to pay is actually when is bangun pagi, hari raya, sebelum nak pergi sembahyang, before you want to go for prayer, right? Right? The Muslim go for hari raya prayer, right? That is the wajib time, right? And then what will be the makruh time? After prayer. After prayer, before the sunset on the first hari raya, that is actually is a makruh. You can see pay, but it's not rewardable. I mean, it's not going to be rewarded for that. Alright, tapi okay, masih boleh okay lagi. Tapi yang tak boleh, alright, haram is after hari raya pertama. Alright, okay, ends before the Eid prayer. Okay, the head of household may pay the required amount for the other members. So zakat fitrah, the conditions, you must be a Muslim, you own food, assets or money that is more than enough for his basic needs, and the basic needs of his dependents for one full day, the night and night of first Shawwal. All right, able to live between two periods, end of Ramadan and beginning of Shawwal. So a person, all right, okay, who have to pay zakat fitrah if you live, end of Ramadan and beginning of Shawwal. But if a person dies, before the sunset of the last day of Ramadan, or a child born after the sunset on the night of first Shawwal, is not obliged to pay zakat fitrah. All right. Okay, again, this gentleman zakat fitrah is actually normal. Ramai orang Islam tak ada masalah nak bayar zakat fitrah, because you can see the starting of the first Ramadan. Alright, you can see that, you see orang dekat mosque, even you can see in the mall or whatnot. Yeah.
Just one question on this zakat fitrah. I mean, in this case, how much they have to pay?
It depends on the price of rice. Harga beras. They will be specified by the state government will be specified berapa harga beras 1 kg.
Oh, the price of the 1 kg rice.
Yeah, so but one is actually is 2.6 kg.
2.6 kg.
Okay, so but normally kan, macam katakanlah orang ni dia biasa makan, dia ambil beras yang adalah dia dah specify what kind of beras lah, tapi beras tu bukan beras yang macam basmati rice lah yang harga dia mahal, betul tak? It's not beras yang mahal lah. Tapi katakanlah satu keluarga you memang biasa makan beras yang mahal lah, so ambil harga beras yang you selalu makan lah. Is actually recommended to do that. But you can always follow the price, the harga beras yang dah ditetapkan, boleh saja. Alright, so if you want to pay according to the price of the rice that you makan pun okay juga, recommended. Okay, means that you have more. Okay, and able to live. Okay, alright boleh ya. Okay, obligatory, this is the one. Okay, zakat fitrah. Okay, this is the one that I'm telling you this one just now. Alright, so this is the obligatory sunset ni last day of Ramadan. Alright, so this one is obligatory. After makruh, if after first Shawwal, then jadi haram already. Yeah, so but it's permissible to start paying from day 1 until 29th Ramadan. Permissible sampai habis 30 hari atau 29 hari puasa. That is zakat fitrah. Yeah, okay. Alright, okay. So what is the main purpose of zakat fitrah? So actually is to provide the poor with the means with which they can celebrate the festival of breaking the fast Hari Raya Aidilfitri along with the rest of the Muslims. Sebab apa? Kita keluarkan zakat fitrah actually nak get the poor people to be able to celebrate Hari Raya. To celebrate. Dia ada food nak makan. So kita kasih orang susah. Jadi itu tujuan zakat fitrah. Sebab tu zakat fitrah tu tak tinggi sangat nilai. Mungkin ada one time 7 ringgit, Ya, RM14 one time macam tu je. So kira lah berapa orang dalam satu rumah tu. Kalau ada 3 orang, just RM42 actually. So but it's actually is a money given to the poor for them to be able to celebrate Hari Raya. Okay. The application in Malaysia said the food or grain used to pay as the basis for zakat fitrah is rice, and the amount of one sa' is equivalent to about 2.6 kg. That is RM7 for the year 2016. This is for 2016. For 2.6 kg, it's just RM7. Maknanya satu dalam satu rumah tu, ketua keluarga, the head of the household, alright, kata dia ada isteri, ada anak 4 orang, so including him 6, right? So 6 times 7 lah, RM42 only. Okay. All right, so state religious authorities review the amount from time to time based on the market value of rice, all right? So therefore, the zakat fitrah sometimes varies from one state to another and will change year by year, okay? All right, so zakat on wealth. Is zakat on wealth? So we have agricultural product. So this is on your wealth, right? Zakat ni, ladies and gentlemen, right? So whatever wealth you have that can be reproduced, that boleh kembang biak, that can grow, alright, so you kena keluarkan zakat. You kena keluarkan zakat, right? Okay, so like agricultural product, wheat, rice, livestock, cow, sheep or camel, gold and silver. So ma'adin and rikas, mineral and treasure, business, alright, money, savings in EPF, shares and employment income. Okay, all these are wealth, alright, that that can grow, right? Any wealth that can grow, right? They should be, zakat should be taken out from that particular wealth, right? Okay, look at the zakat on agricultural product. So zakat on agricultural product is imposed on Muslims, whether they are in the forms of cereals, fruits, wheat, barley, paddy, dates and raisin. If you have any other kind of agricultural product that you have, if you're not sure, if the Muslim is not sure whether does this falls under the agricultural product category of paying zakat, they can always consult the lembaga zakat at the particular state and check it out with them. Right, not to worry. Dulu orang susah hati tak tahu macam mana kena keluarkan zakat, how much to keluarkan zakat ni, berapa nisab yang orang tak tahu. But nowadays no problem, right? You can easily access all, you can get all the information from the website. So there is no excuse for you to tell anyone that you do not know whether this one should be paid zakat on or not. All right, so there's no excuse, for not paying zakat, because they're already an organization, institution that already been set up, right, to help the Muslim people to pay zakat on the wealth that they have. All right. Okay, as for agricultural product, other non-basic food, zakat on business, we impose on that instead of zakat on agricultural product if they are traded. All right. As for agricultural product, all right, other than non-basic food, okay, zakat on business will be imposed on them instead of zakat on agricultural product if they are traded. Right. So this one, you see, sama ada this income that you have, the wealth that you have, will be under the category of agricultural punya zakat or business punya zakat, right? But either way, you have to pay zakat once you meet the conditions. All right, again, I repeat, once you meet the conditions, because people tell me that, tak adil lah, orang yang susah gaji kecil pun kena keluarkan zakat ke? No, if they do not meet the conditions, ladies and gentlemen, they don't have to pay zakat. They might be the recipient of zakat instead. All right. Okay, then you have to get that. Okay, zakat on agricultural product. So the rate for zakat on agricultural produces depends on the methods of watering the plants. All right. If the source of water of watering the plant, you see, taken from the well, the pond or treated water, that which you need to invest your money, you need to come up with some cash outlay, to prepare, the well, the pond or the irrigation system or whatnot. So the rate just will be 5%. If you have that through natural resources, through rain, it's just 10%. But normally nowadays kan, orang tak orang bayar 5% lah. Normally, they will have to, set up their own irrigation, system, for them to water the plants. Okay, so 5%. Zakat is paid after the agricultural produces ripe and cleansed. Okay, for agricultural product, there is no how. Means you don't have to wait until a year. All right, because once is ripened and it is cleansed and it is harvested, then if it meets the nisab, all right, so you have to pay zakat. All right. So many states has determined that zakat on agricultural produce only imposed on paddy, so it must be paid after harvested at the rate of 5% from the total crops, excluding subsidy given by government. All right. So and then the nisab is 360 gantang, equivalent to 1,306 kg or 1.306 tons. Right, so the subsidy is treated as mal mustafat, which has to be added up with other income. Okay, later, mal mustafat means income that our employment income, ladies and gentlemen, it's under the mal mustafat, harta daripada employment income, mal mustafat. So subsidy you dapat from kerajaan ni actually is an income to you also. So this one, when you wanted to pay for the zakat on agricultural, you have to minus it off. But that subsidy must be added to your other income, employment income, for example. Right? Because that is an income that you get, a subsidy that you get, this kind of income. But to calculate the zakat for agricultural, you have to minus it off. Right? Okay, example here, we can see. Example here. So total weight of paddy is 2,000. All right, it's exceeded the nisab, right? The nisab is 1,306 kg. Now the paddy is 2,000 kg. So the value of paddy for kg, for example, is 1.6. So value for paddy, 2,000 times 1.6 is 3,200. So how much is the value zakat? Is 5% from 3,200. Yeah, you get it? 5% from 3,200. So it's 160 ringgit. Only 160 ringgit. Okay, if you have the subsidy, all right, here, all right, then you minus off lah, 3,200, okay, minus subsidy. Kata you got subsidy for 1,000, for instance, so tinggal 2,200 lah. Okay, current subsidy. Okay, all right, excluding subsidy. Okay, zakat on livestock. Zakat on livestock is compulsory to the owner of the livestock when it fulfills the condition to pay zakat. It is based on the hadith as mentioned by Ibn Majah. From 40 sheep, it is imposed zakat of 1 sheep. You ada 40, ada je 40 kambing biri-biri, keluarkan satu kambing. Remember ya, you bukan bawa kambing tu pergi bayar dekat pusat zakat don't bring the kambing there, okay? Get the price, the value of one kambing. Jangan bawa kambing, lembu, all bawa so sebenarnya bukan jangan So the types of animals which are subject to zakat on livestock are cows and buffaloes. So they group them together, cows and buffaloes, goats and sheep, and camel. Alright. Sama. Okay. The haul. Ini ada haulnya. The haul of the livestock is 1 year of hijrah. 1 year of hijrah is 354 days. So other than the livestock must be fully owned by a Muslim and a freedom person. There are also conditions that need to be fulfilled, which are animals must be pastured naturally. The animals should not be working animals. And the nisab must be maintained during the haul. The nisab for cattle is 30, sheep is 40, and camel is 5. Right? So once, this is zakat on livestock. Example here. So number of animals, cow and buffalo, right? So you have 39. So you have now dah masuk 40. Then you have to keluarkan satu, zakat satu. Apa dia? Bull. So at the age of animal, 1 year or more. Alright, and you have 40 to 49. Another zakat one cow. Age of animal, 2 years or more. Alright, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're gonna ask me, Puan Zainah, kena hafal ke umur-umur animals ni? Bull cow. Okay, tak payahlah sangat tak perlu. Cuma tahu saja kalau yang tadi tu 30, ada 40, keluarkan satu. Tahu yang tu basic je tak perlulah hafal. this schedule. Okay? Alright. And the number of many kalau sheep and goats, ada 40 to 120, 1 sheep 1 year or more. Or 1 goat 2 years or more. 121 to 200, 2 sheep. 2 goats 1 year or more. 201 to 399, 3 sheep or 1 year or more. Additional of every 100, 1 sheep or 1 goat 2 years or more. Okay. Alright. Zakat on gold. That's on the agricultural and livestock. Alright. Okay. Zakat on gold and silver. Okay, zakat on gold and silver is there are 2 types of gold and silver that are subject to zakat. Alright, gold and silver which are not worn, gold and silver which are worn. Mana yang pakai, mana yang tak pakai. All right. So, okay, there are various kind of, okay, okay. All right. I skip here kat sini. Okay. Okay. Gold and silver which are not worn. Yeah, gold and silver are not worn. Okay. Gold and silver which are not worn, ladies and gentlemen, see, katakanlah you ada 100 grams and then the value of gold, for example, is 150. So, it is 15,000 lah. Okay, ni macam tadi ya, ya. So, 15,000 tadi lebih daripada 11 kan? Lebih daripada 11,000 kan? 2015 lah. So, how much you need to bayar zakat? So, the value of gold here, yeah, 15,000 kali 2.5%. Yeah, so 15,000 kali 0.025. Yeah, 375. Kena bayar. Okay. And then ada juga gold yang pakai. Yeah, banyak orang perempuan pakai kan. You know, the gelang, the rantai, subang, and whatnot, cincin, right? So all the gold kan yang emas, ada batu ke, ada stones or whatnot. So it must apa to exclude the weight of the batu. Ya, ambil harga emas saja. The weight of the emas saja. Right? So emas ni tuan-tuan dan perempuan, alright, ladies and gentlemen, right? So you want to pay that zakat emas yang you pakai, right? So dia follow the uruf, the custom, the kebiasaan female dekat that state pakai. Contohlah, kalau dekat Malaysia, dekat Selangor, you know, the normal orang perempuan Selangor pakai emas, dia punya emas ada dia own about 800 grams. 800 grams. Ya, yeah? So katakanlah I ada kat sini, I nak you all betulkan, ya, I nak you all betulkan. This one, right? Okay, this slide is wrong, right? Okay, I want you to correct this. Okay, okay. So katakanlah, ya, I have gold and then I pakai at least once a year. Not pakai, apa maksud pakai? At least wear once a year. Bukan letak je rantai, buka. No. Pakailah macam you pakai baju. You pakai baju, you buka, you buka ke? Tak kan? You pakai satu hari baju, betul tak? You wear kan? Serupa juga. So for this, right? So you pakai means you pakai lah at least one day lah. Yeah, you pakai. Bukan pakai buka lah. That is considered pakai. No. So katakanlah I ada 900 grams. So uruf in Selangor is 800. So what is the exceed? It's exceeded uruf already, right? So the amount that you pay must be the difference. So the difference is how much? 100 grams. So 100 grams times 150. Alright, so 100 times 150 is 15,000. 15,000 times 0.25. 375. It's not 3,375, ladies and gentlemen. Can you correct this slide for me, okay? So this one is if for gold and silver which are worn, and then you only pay the difference from the uruf, the difference. Yeah, don't pay the whole thing. Tapi kalau you tak pakai, you kena bayar the whole thing. Right? Kalau pakai is the difference from the uruf, excess of the uruf only. Okay? Alright, so this is example of uruf in the state in Malaysia. Terengganu pakai banyak kan? Orang Terengganu got 150 gram. Johor, Selangor, Wilayah Persekutuan, alright? Kelantan no limit. Kelantan because Kelantan ladies memang banyak pakai emas dan diorang pakai emas tu pun actually is sebab for business purposes. Right, so for them, right, they going to like if they don't have any modal to do business, they pawn it at Rahnu, and then they work, they get the money and then they get the stocks and then they trade, right? They buka pasar ke kan, they jual beli kan, they berniaga. So once they got the profit, they go back to Rahnu, they pawn it, they take it back. All right, so the amount that they have, right, they can have as much as they want, but no uruf. Alright, no uruf there. Okay, zakat on ma'din and rikas. Alright, okay, ma'din and rikas, the jewels extracted from the earth like fuel and gas, gold, copper, silver. So the rate is 20%. All right. So many recent jurists agree that it's reasonable to impose a rate of 10% or 5% or 25% according to the value of extracted mineral and the production cost. Okay, in today's context, zakat on crude oil and natural gas extracted from the deep sea by large companies which involve a big exploration cost may be calculated using zakat on business method. Right. So dia tak guna yang extracted oil, crude oil, natural gas ni sekarang ni dah tak go under zakat makdin or rikas, ya. They go on business punya zakat. Yeah, they pay zakat under business punya wealth. Type of wealth is business. Yeah, alright. And then buried treasure. Sekarang ni jarang lah ada buried orang jumpa treasure. Do you love to go for treasure hunt? Of course kan, kita sometimes teringin lah jumpa. But then you pergi diving lah, you pergi scuba diving lah, bawah laut kan. What do you find? You jumpa apa? Kalau you snorkeling, you jumpa apa? You jumpa pampers, you jumpa tin can, you jumpa apa-apa, all the sampah-sampah orang Malaysia. Itu harta. That is actually, then itu bukan no more lah, you nampak ni, wow, bestnya dapat all the, but actually susah nak cari lah treasure sekarang ni. Okay, so zakat on businesses, whether it is in the form of sole proprietor, partnership or company, is subject to zakat if it fulfills the condition. Yeah, anybody who owns business, be it sole proprietor, be it partnership, be it the company, so they need to pay zakat once they meet the conditions. All right. Okay then. All right. So condition is a Muslim, a free person, the wealth must be from halal sources. You cannot pay zakat from non-halal sources. Cannot. Right? Cannot. And then meet the nisab at the end of the haul, which is 2.5 equivalent to 85 grams of gold. Meet the haul, kept it for 1 year. All right. It must be from productive property, cash, shares, bond, and inventory, etc. The business must be fully owned at the date of haul. All right. Okay. So zakat calculation is based on the current asset. So basic equation to pay zakat on a business is cash plus stocks for sale plus debtors that you are confident that you will get the money, right? Minus creditors times 2.5%. Right? Okay, all right. Okay, the basic items in a business and their effect on zakat. Fixed asset are not subject to zakat. However, income accrued from property fixed is subject to zakat. Intangible assets, all right, shares, patent, goodwill, bond, all right, certificate of payment are considered equivalent to fixed assets if not traded and are held only in the purpose to gain dividend. If the company the person invested in has paid zakat, trust the income, dividend income is no longer subject. If you invest in one particular company, that company paid the zakat, so you don't have to pay zakat. All right. So current assets are all assets which are included in fixed assets. All right. For instance, short-term investment, earning inventory, goods and shipping. So investment of the business is only the short-term investment that are subject to zakat. Short-term liability, for instance, creditor, tax payable liability on business are all subject to zakat. Long-term liability to finance or run the business subject to zakat. Capital and shareholders fund, for instance, to be capital payment accounts are subject to zakat. So that's why it's quite complicated a little bit here for business, zakat on business. That's why I tell you. So for these people, business people, if they do not really know how to pay their zakat on their business income, on their business profits or whatnot, they can always refer to the zakat offices in the respective states, all right, to find out, how to pay zakat. Even orang yang tepi jalan tu, yang jual keropok lah, jual pisang lah, all these small orang yang kat stall tu, if they fulfill the conditions, they have to pay zakat on their business. They have to pay. So they just have to make sure that they have to do an estimation of what is the cost of running the business and how much profit they have, and then the profit they have minus off all the expenses, all these that they incurred, and then if the profit, the balance exceeds the nisab, yes, then they have to pay. All right. Okay, that is the nisab. All right. Okay, this is an example of zakat on business. All right. Okay, zakat on savings. Okay, your savings in your account. All right, you have to pay zakat. Okay, last time, all right, a few years before this, I think they have started a few years back, all right, you have to find the lowest balance in your saving account, to see whether it exceeds the nisab or not for you to pay your zakat on savings. But now, they are doing it differently. So you need to find out what is the ending balance, the last balance in your account at the end of the year, if your house is from 1 January 2020 until 31st December 2020, for instance, right? So if your balance in your account, okay, in 31st 12 2020, for instance, we look at the NISAP in 2015 years now, showed me 11,000 something, right? So if my balance in my saving account is 14,000, it exceeds the NISAP, right? So I have to pay the zakat. But remember, right, and again, in your book also says that there is no duplicity in paying zakat. Means in your zakat, say in your saving for 2020, all right, the zakat, the income that you have from your employment is also saved in that savings account, right? And you already paid zakat on the current income that you have for that particular year. So you cannot pay again zakat. Mungkin, right? What I'm telling you is that katakanlah, at the end of the year, 31st December 2020, all right? So the balance in your account is 50,000. But 50,000 is actually also including the income that you get in 2020, which you already pay zakat on. So you have to minus that off. Yeah, there's no double zakat. No double zakat. Right? So the money that then you minus off, because like nowadays, all right, for the Muslim it's under employment, right? So they have the facility to do standing instruction. So they deduct from the salary. They call it STD. STD is for income tax, and they also have another standing instruction to pay the zakat to the zakat institution. So they are doing two standing instructions: one to the IRB, one to the Bada Zakat. Right. So most likely, right, the income that they received in 2020 already paid zakat on. And some of the money already put back in the savings account, so they don't have to pay any more zakat on that particular income accumulated in 2020. They have to minus it off. All right, no duplicity in paying zakat. Okay. All right, zakat on money. The nisab for zakat is the current value of 20 misqal of gold. It actually is 85 grams, and the rate of zakat is 2.5%. Okay, and in Malaysia, zakatable value of money is the lowest amount at the Commercial Hall. Okay, this is last time. Last time is the lowest amount, right? Now you find the latest balance, the last ending balance at the end of the howl. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. Example here zakat on money. Okay, this one is following the previous way to pay zakat on saving. They get the lowest balance in the particular account. Sometimes it's quite difficult for you to to find out what could be the lowest balance in your account for that particular year. True or not, right? So what you do, because now that's why they change it, and so you just have to find out what is your ending balance at the end of the year. Right. So now, okay, this is example in this following the old way of paying zakat on savings account is for you to look at the lowest balance in the account. Say you have this conventional account here, and the lowest balance is 18,600. All right. Okay. January, April, May, July, August, September, December. So this will be the lowest amount. So what you do is that, okay, for instance, say the nisab is 14,608. So here 18,600 already exceeded the nisab. So this client has to pay zakat. All right. So how much to pay zakat? So now in this account, he has received 200 ringgit interest. All right. So what he do is that 18,600 must minus off 200. Only then times 2.5%. Okay. So whatever interest you receive in your saving account, okay, you need to take it out. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, when you meet any Muslim clients of yours, so tell them to open up an Islamic saving account, not to close their conventional saving account, close their current account. Tak ada masalah lagi sebab tak ada dividend or whatnot. Tapi saving account, okay, advise your Muslim client, to close their conventional saving account and open an Islamic saving account. Okay, right? Okay, zakat on money. Okay, here if Wadiah account is an Islamic account. All right, and then the lowest is 18,600 inclusive of 200 hibah, so no need to minus it off. All right, pay the whole thing, right? Because hibah is from Sharia compliant sources. Okay, zakat on money. So multiple savings, you have multiple saving account, you just add all All right, account one, this one maybe Maybank Islamic, CIMB Islamic or whatnot. So total is 15,000, exceeds the nisab, then times 2.5%. All right, guys. Okay, wait, Ellen. May I know what ministry governing zakat? Ini state ya, state apa? State yang jaga, state government yang jaga zakat ya, every state ya. Okay, is there an accountant expression zakat? Okay, ini it's echoing. Sekejap ya, okay, that's why I kata kalau you nak tahu macam mana nak bayar zakat, tak payah cari accountant. Accountant pun kadang-kadang tak tahu ya macam mana whether this one all boleh bayar zakat ke, how much to pay zakat. So that's why I kata kalau klien you tak tahu nak bayar zakat, pergi pusat zakat, pergi ke lembaga zakat, at each state, at the respective state, and then just ask the officers. They will be able to help you out. All right, they will able to help you out. You don't need to find accountant macam you wanted to do estate planning, you have to find the syariah lawyer lah, right? You want to do all this, you kena cari orang-orang ni kan. So but then untuk bayar zakat, all right, then you just pergi ke lembaga zakat. Okay, untuk estate planning, okay, my experience, right? So when my mother passed away last 2 years, right? So I wanted to know what is the how to distribute it through faraid. So what I do is I go to Majlis Agama Islam Selangor. Right, I go to them and I go to the inheritance punya department. So I just go there. There will be an officer datang akan tanya how can they help us. So I beritahu lah. So my mother passed away, blah 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 blah. So I have siblings ramai ni. So and then okay, no problem. He said okay. They printed out to me, on the distribution amount, on the pecahan, on the percentage or whatnot, the faraid percentages. All right. Then they just the apportionment. They just print out for me and they explain to me very 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 clearly. So, okay, all these things saja dekat pusat zakat, lembaga zakat at the respective.
First, one more question here on your this example on this multiple account. This amount is 15,000. Is it the interest earned on this 15,000 or the total amount of the saving ending balance?
Total ending balance.
Oh.
Yeah, ending balance. So kalau you ada, okay, contohnya, okay. Alright, katakanlah, punya sekarang punya cara bayar zakat ni, as echoing again. Okay, on the zakat, okay, kejap ya. Is there any account? Okay, dah ada jawab, Ci. Okay, sekarang kan, Eng, back to your question kan. Katakanlah, this one account 1, 4,000. And then account 2, 1,000. Account 3, katalah 1,000. So 6,000 only kan? Alright, do you know that whatever saving you have in tabung haji, tak perlu keluarkan zakat because tabung haji already paid the zakat for the depositors, right? So you don't have to pay any more zakat on the savings in tabung haji, but you need to take the amount that you have in tabung haji for nisab calculation purposes. Means okay, tengok ya. Katakanlah account 1, katakanlah the nisab. If the nisab is 14,000 for instance, right? So account 1, 4,000, account 2, 1,000, account 3, 1,000, only 6,000, correct or not? Right, but then in tabung haji, that person has 10,000. So if you put 10,000 there, it's already 16,000, right? 4,000, 1,000, 1,000, 10,000, 16,000. True or not? So is it exceed the nisab? Exceed the nisab. Right, just for nisab calculation. But then how much do you need to pay for the zakat? Only minus the 10,000. Only 4,000, only 6,000. You get what I mean or not?
Yeah, one more question. Let's say this is the ending, whatever this example is the ending balance of 2020. So then we had to pay, the Muslim had to pay zakat of 2.5%. Okay. Then by end of this year, if all the account balance still remain, let's say 15,000, the same amount. Okay. Then do they need to pay zakat again by end of the year?
Yeah.
Or every year?
Every year, annual obligation. Okay, it's an annual obligation. Okay, alright. Okay, now, okay, let me see that soalan kat sini. Okay, Chi, I hope I understand. I answer your question. All right. Okay, on the zakat for savings, what would the exam test on? Lowest amount or latest ending amount in the account? Latest ending amount, because you are going to follow the new chapters in zakat, the new chapter in zakat. Okay, for this batch starting this year, you're going to follow the three chapters, the new updated chapters on zakat. Because the previous one in capstone in module 4, we only have one chapter, chapter 14. But now we have added two more chapters on zakat. So for your batch, all right, in 2021, so we're going to use the latest one. The latest one is using the latest ending balance amount in the account. Okay, Ellen? Right.
One question. Can you let me type the question up for you? Basically, right, in the textbook in chapter 15, right, page 14, page 13, sorry, for the multiple savings, the example is still using the lowest value. So it should be the last balance, basically. Everything should be last balance, right?
Chapter 14, right? Chapter 14.
Yeah, in the text, right, it says the lowest balance from each account will be added back. But as you said, right, it should be the last ending balance, correct?
The last ending balance, yeah. The last ending balance. Okay. Here, zakat on money and the savings, right?
Multiple savings, 5.1.3.
4.3. Okay. Is it chapter 15? Is it
Yes.
chapter 15?
Yes, 15.
15. 5 on multiple savings and lowest balance actually going to be added back.
Right, so it should be the latest. That's incorrect text, correct? It should be the
Okay.
latest balance, right?
Yeah, for instance, last balance, right? We put that last balance, right? So
Yes,
if a
but
person
you
has
read
multiple,
the two lines above, right? The sentence you say still says lowest balance, right?
Yeah, but then but the last sentence said for instant last balances from various account kan? Last balance kan?
Yeah,
Use
so
the last balance.
correct. So just want to clarify because they are conflicting. So the
Yeah,
takeaway is
betul,
latest
exactly.
balance.
Betul, conflicting kat situ kan. Sebenarnya ada kesilapan juga dekat situ whereby they need to change but they haven't changed it yet. But tapi nanti I nak highlight to you ada jawapan dalam buku ni the chapters that is wrong. You know right, every end of the chapter they have the self assessment test. Right, and the answer is given at the back. Do you know that? Do you know how to get access of the self-assessment question in your slides? Sorry, in your e-learning thing, in your portal. Do you know how to get that? To go through the self-assessment? I nak highlight to you. Okay, for the answer. Okay, I want you to look at nanti I nak habiskan ni. Nanti bila I dah habiskan the slides kan, nanti I nak go through with you the answer. You know, the self-assessment. Right? So that I nak beritahu kat you mana ada jawapan yang salah. Ada jawapan yang salah dekat dalam buku ni. Alright? Okay, okay. Guys, before this, last day, yesterday, did you have a break within these 3 hours? Do you take a break? 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
Yes, we
Did you?
do. Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
Okay, okay. I normally when I conducted my class at 11:30, I stopped sekejap. But how many? You need 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Can we make it 10?
10, okay. Then why not stop here? 10 minutes break. I see you back now 11:40, 11:50. Is it okay with you? All right, okay. Okay, until we resume back. I nak betulkan admin. All right, see you guys. Take 10, right? Okay. Okay, saya start dulu Nyang. So do you all work from home? How's business so far during this COVID thing? A lot of people buying up insurance? I guess that's what they need most right now. So far, so good. So far, so good, Steven. Steven, attach which company?
Allianz Life Insurance.
Ah, I see. Okay. All right. Long already with Allianz?
4 years full time.
4 years full time, eh? Okay, you're doing full time better. Can concentrate.
Yes.
Can concentrate.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Good. I think a lot of people scared now, right? So everybody start buying insurance or participating in takaful. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Especially getting medical cards. It's not cheap also,
Yeah.
not medical cards especially. All right.
Depend on the age lah.
Yeah, depends on the age lah, huh? Betul. Tapi sekarang I think it's much easier for us to present it to them and convince them to because they're all scared. That's right. Now it's time. now bila orang nak jumpa kita kata sekejap ya, I nak tengok my appointment full. Oh sorry lah, this week full.
Yes.
Sometimes kena action sikit lah, ha. Sorry, I'm full lah. Next week only I'm free. Or 2 weeks much.
Yeah.
It's a good thing lah. People start looking for us. Okay then. Right, let me continue. Is somebody is like unmuting the speaker? I can hear something going on. Okay. 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 Okay, I like to continue. Okay, so there's another one, zakat on EPF withdrawal. Okay, zakat on EPF, right? The other day I went to Pusat Zakat and I asked them macam mana nak bayar zakat on EPF, right? So they say once you withdraw the EPF money and then you have to pay zakat lah. Right, you have to pay zakat. Say, katakan macam last time, right? You don't treat that as a single entity. In order when you wanted to calculate for the nisab, right? So all the saving account that you have, the employment income that you have, the savings that we withdraw from EPF, and then amount that you have in tabung haji savings, you add it all together. Right, in order to calculate, you see the nisab, the nisab, right? When talking for the nisab, okay. So if you katakanlah you withdraw EPF, say 10,000 one time only, right? And then of course you will say that it's below nisab lah. Katakanlah nisab tadi 11,000, right? It's below nisab, no need to pay zakat, right? No, it is not. It's not been done as such now. So what you do is that 10,000 add with your amount you have in the savings account, add with your investments that you have, all right, add with the amount that you have saved in tabung haji, add it all together for nisab calculation purposes, all right. But then you can, then you not think whether are you eligible to pay zakat or not, okay. Right. Moreover, right, to me, when I advise my Muslim clients, right, I tell them don't try to find ways not to pay zakat. You can find good ways, try to pay less tax, but don't find ways to pay, tak nak bayar zakat, all right? Because you see, what's the reasons of paying zakat is to purify, is to cleanse your assets and as well to cleanse your heart, your soul. right? Yeah, not only for your asset but for yourself as well, right? Okay, now the zakat is imposed on the retirement day when all the funds are withdrawn from the EPF, of course. Alright, you tak perlu bayar zakat lah. Nanti you umur 50 kan tak lama lagi nak dapat kan. So no need to pay zakat because you tak fulfill the requirement. Alright, the requirement dia apa? Remember or not? What is the requirement to pay zakat? Kena orang Muslim. Jadi you boleh belanja air lebih sikit lah. Ya, I boleh minum, I boleh tapau, I boleh I boleh bawa anak-anak I. Alright, so,
No problem.
no problem. Okay, alright. Okay, so and then both retirement, when part of the money is withdrawn from the EPF accounts, for instance, withdrawal made to buy a house, zakat is imposed on the whole amount of withdrawn amount, and the rate of zakat is 2.5%. Right? Okay, example, if you withdraw 100,000, so 100,000 times 2.5%. Okay, as I mentioned,
just a question on this. So EPF is a contribution from our employment income. So let's say when we are based on our gross income, let's say our gross income in a year 50,000, which is also eligible for the so-called zakat. At the time, it's already deducted. EPF, let's say the 12% on the own self contribution, isn't that already paid zakat?
Oh, okay.
Again?
Okay. No, you're not. You don't withdraw the EPF. That they will deduct. Say okay, all right. Methods of paying zakat on employment income, they have three methods. Right? One, you take on the gross, meaning that say that this year your annual salary is 100,000, right? Straight away 2.5%, right? Second, you can minus off the eligible expenses, like the had kifayah just now. You know had kifayah, right? So you can minus that off, and then if the balance exceeds the nisab, baru bayar zakat. Another third way is you minus off the expenses, your living expenses. Right? Right. Just now, including the living expenses, including right the EPF portion that you pay, your employee portion only, right? As well as the amount that you save in tabung haji, as well as the money that you give to your parents. Itu pun boleh tolak juga, right? So tolak. If doesn't meet the nisab, tak payah bayar zakat. So ada 3 cara lah. Okay, alright, faham okay. So that's how. But then normally apa yang I akan cadangkan kepada I punya Muslim client, take the first step approach. Pay gross. Just imagine 1,000 ringgit, how much you have to pay zakat? 25 ringgit only. Is it much? Not much, right? What is the value of 50 ringgit today? What is the value of 100 ringgit today? 4,000 of your money, only 100 you take out for zakat. Is that a lot? But it's a lot to the poor. That means a lot to the poor and the hardcore poor, I'm telling you. You know, I've once, I think last year, I've taught in EPF stuff for Sharia RFP capstone. You know, earlier during COVID in March, April, and the government allowed for you to withdraw from account 2, remember? You can withdraw at least 500 every month, right, True or not? For 12 months, right? Do you know that this EPF staff shared to me, he said, Puan, do you know that one time we received a member who came over to the office trying to withdraw, you know how much amount of money in account 2? 75 ringgit. 75 ringgit, imagine. And then we asked her, do you still want to withdraw? Yes, I still want to withdraw. Then they help her to withdraw 75 ringgit. You see, for people who are in need of money, who are in financial difficulty, 100 ringgit means a lot to them. Might not be a lot to us now, ladies and gentlemen, but when you are in financial difficulty, even 50 ringgit also means a lot. Now you're all okay, right? If I give you 50 ringgit today also, you say, alah Puan Zainal, okay lah, thank you lah, I beli chocolate lah, that's all lah. Tapi kalau you tak ada kerja, you know, no work, do you think 50 ringgit will be big to you when I give you today? Yeah, 50 ringgit. Wow, you're going to save the 50 ringgit. I tell you, you're going to save the 50 ringgit, you know. You makan sikit-sikit the 50 ringgit, betul tak? Kalau sekarang you ada duit lah 50 ringgit, wow, okay lah, I pergi Nandos lah today. Today I boleh beli Nandos lah. Padahal I beli Starbucks, lepas tu minum Starbucks pula tu. Habis RM50. Tambah lagi sendiri punya duit. But tak cukup, right? But for these poor people, RM75. Then only I was stunned to hear that, RM75. You just imagine? Because all they think about is to make sure they put food on the table. So we must try to help elevate that difficulty, ladies and gentlemen, so that we must make sure that we pay our zakat. It's only 2.5%. 97.5% belongs to you. It's a big chunk. It's only 2.5%. It's so little. It's so little, right? You just imagine you withdraw 100,000 from APF. The example here, you only withdraw 2,500. All right, 97,500 belongs to you. Isn't that much? It's big, right? But 2,500, you can have a lot of people, right? So that is what it means. This, all right? I might really need. Okay, struggle to that. Okay, so this is why, ladies and gentlemen, that is an annual obligation. Annual obligation. So because you wanted to try to somehow like close the gap between the rich and the poor. You are trying to close the gap as much as you can, as much as possible. And if you feel that you find comfort in your own house, you find comfort, having to manage to eat what you like. So you can just imagine that these people who are poor without food, are you happy, eating and thinking of other people suffering, don't have anything to eat, all right? But the only amount that you need to take out is just 2.5%. Just 2.5%. It's not much. And furthermore, when we wanted to propose to our clients to take up investment link last time, right? How much is the minimum premium? RM100 only. And you go and tell them RM100 is nothing. It's RM100 only. It's too cheap, right? But then these people wanted to take out zakat. RM100 pun berkira. RM100 also like very calculative. But yet you tell people, you take up this investment link, RM100 only. You see? So these are the things, right? So this is why save more, we can reject. Okay, that's why. So that's why people, they don't see it. They don't see it. And I really, really hope that this third wave of COVID that comes to Malaysia now, the third wave that we are experiencing now, will be, our Malaysian people who works on a daily basis, right? Who have daily wages, daily income, will make sure that they save their money now. Don't be like when things happen in March, April. We can see that the Malaysian people can't even survive for a month. True or not? Can't even survive for a month, isn't it? So, and then the second wave came. Now the third wave came. And then yet, luckily, the government allow people to still run their business. I hope they really, really take note, and they realize that, that they really need to save their money now. There might not be a second times. There might not be a second chance. And you can expect government to keep on helping you. Government also will run out of money one day. Right? Okay, so this is one of the things that, for us, the people who have money, we have wealth that can grow. So we need to take out just 2.5%. That's not much. That's not much to ask, right? So, but we can help more people, right? Okay, all right. Zakat on shares. Okay, struggle to death. Yeah, true lah. True, betul lah, Lim. Struggle to death kan. Memang kesian kan. That is I really need. True. Okay. So this is the reason why we are doing this. Besides giving charity, so we need also to pay zakat, because zakat is compulsory. Okay, zakat on shares. We also zakat on shares. Zakat on shares, so we have to pay. Okay, zakat on shares divide into two. One is zakat shares that you hold, that you don't trade, and then another one is that you trade. All right. So the method of calculation is market value at how completion plus net profit realized during current house scenario. Okay, shares kept idle for 1 year, so market value at how completion. Say, okay, you have a very good appendix here in your chapter that shows you how to calculate zakat on shares. It's on page. It's at the appendix there. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so that you have it. Shares that being kept. Okay, you can look at the appendix. Okay, it's at page 15-35 throughout until 15-36, 38. Yeah, you can refer to that appendix there. There's example on how to pay shares that you kept idle, or new shares that you buy, or shares that you trade. Right? Yeah. Okay. Shares kept idle for 1 year is going to be the market value at how completion. Right, and then new shares plus share cap, market value at how completion minus purchase cost incurred in current year times 2.5%. Actively traded, buy and sell. Right, market value at how completion and net profit realized during current how times 2.5%. All right. Okay, now, I think. Okay, you can in the slides here, Dr. Adiba didn't put in, the samples, the examples, but you can refer, it's a good example in 15-35 to 15-38. Yeah, you can refer to that, how you pay shares on either you just buy the shares, you kept it idle, or you sell the shares and then you buy the new shares, right? So the one that you want to find out what is the value at the end of the year, right? And if there's any acquisition cost incurred, all right, so from the profit, you minus the acquisition cost, and then you get the balance there, and you add all with all your other shares that you hold for 1 year, maybe for 2020, right? So you add it all up, and then if it meets the nisab, definitely you have to pay the zakat. If it doesn't meet the nisab, you have to add it together with your other income, from your employment income, from your savings account or whatnot, just for nisab computation, right? Okay, all right, and then zakat on earned income. Zakat on earned income is more on your employment income, right? Okay, zakat means gain inclusive of employment income, income from professional services, income from season job or effort, and rental income. So whatever income that you get from your consultation fees or whatnot, from your salary, from your bonus or whatnot, then you have to pay zakat. So Islamic scholars agreed that zakat on mustafad source is a compulsory base general meanings of the, or you believe, give of the good things which you have honorably earned. All right. And the employment income which subjects to zakat is your annual salary, your deferred salary, your allowances that you have, all right, bonus or other income that could be considered as income related to employment. All right. So income from professional services, income from undertaking tasks or rendering professional services, consultation fees or whatnot. Income derived from mustaghalat, or for example rental. Okay, mustaghalat means, you see, it is your house or your land that you have. You don't have to pay zakat on that if there's no activities done on that particular assets. Okay, you just have one land and then you just leave it be. You're not doing anything on the land. Or you have your investment property, but you're not putting it on rental. So you just keep it like that, right? So you don't have to pay zakat on those properties, right? But once you see your property, say you have a property, you have an apartment, once you put that for rental, the rental income, yes, you have to include that in your calculation for your earned income, right? Together with your other income, right? And then if that piece of land, and then you start to work something on it, and then you tanam pokok buah-buahan, orchard or whatnot, and then you grow fruits, and then you sell the fruits, you trade the fruits, you get money from the fruit, and then you can keluarkan zakat on that. All right, so that is what it means by mustaghalat. Mustaghalat is properties yang immovable, right? Dan mana itu tak perlu bayar zakat, yang mana you tak usahakan, there's no effort done to that particular properties to gain some income from that, right? Yeah? So income from rental, take net rental. All right, okay. Here again, ladies and gentlemen, like I've mentioned to you earlier, so if you want to calculate your employment income zakat, right? So you can also deduct this sufficiency rate, the had kifayah. Yeah, if this one you tolak lah, katakanlah ada anak 18 years and above, you got 1 2 2 3 5 0 lah, right? Just assume, okay, you only have one of each, yeah. And then adult seorang, children IPT seorang, school children 7 to 7 ada seorang, children 6 ada seorang, alright? So you add it all together, deduction, and if your savings, alright, here 89, your income 8913 exceeds the nisab, then you have to pay the zakat. You see, right now your income is from your salary and bonus, and then your net rental, other income, so total up to 132,000. Then you deduct lah. the had kifayah just now. Head of household, spouse, adult. If you had only have 111 now, school children you have 2, 6,300. And then children ada 1. And then all the total deduction will be 28,750. All right, and then you save in tabung haji. Put here, save in tabung haji. So if this is for nisab calculation, employees even fund. This one is only on the employees, not on EPF, right? Not on employer, only employees. So total it all up. So zakatable is 89,130. All right. This thing here is only for nisab calculation purposes, right? Okay. So you need to pay the zakat. Okay. All right. So here, this is the summary of what we have mentioned just now on the agriculture, on the livestock, on the gold, on the silver, on the mineral, buried treasure. All right. On the business, on the savings and the account, on the shares, EPF withdrawals, your employment income and whatnot. Right. So here the last part is that it says that the amount of zakat paid is entitled to rebates. This one we just mentioned it earlier. All right. So these are the people. Okay. Here, this one I want to mention to you for the Muslim employees, right? So effective from January 2000, an employed individual who deducts monthly zakat from his salary at the same time subjected to scheduler tax deduction (STD) payment by the RB could request from the employer to deduct the amount of month zakat from the STD. Right. This is you can look at this example here. I think that one is in your chapter chapter 16, right? Chapter 16. Look at your chapter 16, page 16-12. All right, it shows that, right, if this particular employee make 2 sending instruction, 1 to zakat, 1 to IRB, Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri, right? Okay, katakanlah if dia tolak 200 ringgit to zakat, right, then no need to and then say like tax also 200, right? So no need to pay to tax anymore, just to zakat, because nanti you can offset balik you punya tax pakai zakat rebates kan, so no need. Tapi katakanlah your RIB you kena bayar 200 and then you bayar zakat 100, so tak perlu bayar zakat tax 200, you bayar tax 100, zakat 100, as long as dia punya total tu masih sama dengan you bayar tax, Okay, katakanlah you bayar tax kena bayar 200 and then you bayar ke zakat 50 ringgit, so you just bayar kepada Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri 150, so total must be 200, right? So if you are paying tax you kena bayar 200 tapi you bayar zakat pun 200, so tak payah remit to Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri. So that what it means lah, sebab jadi nanti bila you buat you punya e-filing, you punya tax e-filing, right, so they already deduct lah, automatically dah deduct lah, so all the zakat that you've paid and then all the tax that you pay, so it'll make it easier lah untuk you punya tax planningnya calculations. Alright, so I want to highlight to you yang self-assessment question. Alright, I want you to refer to chapter 14 on your chapter 14. Okay. Do you want to go through okay, I want to go through with you, all right, the questions, all right, so that you can understand a little bit better. Okay, can you look at your self-assessment question, chapter 14? Okay, chapter 14, chapter 14 got 2 mistakes there, all right? Okay, are you all with me on the self-assessment? Yeah? Okay, number 1, zakat is important to Muslims because all of the above, act of worship, eradicate poverty, and purifying from greed and miscellaneous, all right? Number 2, Which of the following statement is true about zakat legally? Meaning, okay, the answer is C. Right, transfer of ownership of specific law to specific individuals under specific conditions. Right, number 3. These are the general conditions for paying zakat except Islam. The condition, you must be an Islam, a Muslim. The wealth meets the nisab. The wealth meets the house. The wealth is fully and partially owned. Cannot partially owned. Must be fully owned. So the answer is B. So these statements are true about nisab for zakat except. All right. Okay. Nisab is the zakat payable amount of wealth that might exceed in order for the owner to be obliged to pay zakat. Okay, that is correct. None. All the statements are correct. The amount depends on the zakatable wealth. All right, because
Zarina,
yeah.
which chapter?
Your
Chapter
question
14.
different? Your question
Yeah.
different?
Yeah, I think so different. Chapter 14, right?
Yeah, chapter 14. Yeah.
What is the first? What is the
I
first
think
question?
your question is self-assessment is slightly different than ours. The
Different.
lowest
I
one.
think
Very
the question number 1
Yeah.
are different.
Is yours? Okay, let me see. Are you having the old one? Okay, can you
They're
tengok
having the new
the
one.
question there? How many is it? 1 chapter or 3 chapters?
No, it's the 10th question.
Huh?
The first question actually says, how many approaches are there to calculate zakat on employment? That was the first question.
Oh, on chapter 14?
Yeah, chapter 14. Zakat for individual in Malaysia. Self-assessment.
Oh. So that's different. Okay.
Yeah, different. I think different.
Probably you refer to O1?
No, my old one is also these are general conditions for paying zakat. That's my first question.
Oh.
Also not same with you. Okay. Chapter 15. Let me see. Question is different. Okay, your question is okay. I tell you what. I will check this MFPC.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I'll get back to you on this. Boleh ya?
Okay.
And e-learning. Okay, you can direct go through the question in e-learning portal. Okay, let me see if I can go through the. Yeah, I will check this out. All right, good idea. Okay. Second. Oh, yes, it's different, eh? Now I'm. This is the same, right? The one that you have.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that's the. Want to answer together?
That would be good.
Okay. Okay. All right. What will be the answer for number one?
See what?
How many? Okay. In your book there, this is also another. 1, 2, 3. Can you tengok kan jawapan dia ada 3, right?
B.
3, right? Okay. Deducting allowable.
Employment.
Because answer given at the back is 2, right?
Ah.
But if you look at
Should be 3, right?
should be 3, right? Because I checked with Dr. Adiman, it should be 3. Battery off your mic. Wah, you got echo ya. I got echo. Tak tahu kenapa. This time dah ada echo. Okay, sekarang tak ada echo. Tak ada echo kan? Tak ada echo kan? You got echo voice ya. I pun dapat echo voice aja. Okay dah. Betul. I tak tahu lah I kena buat macam mana. Okay, tak apa, nanti I check balik Okay, sepatutnya kan kalau you tengok ni, kalau if you look at page 16-7, the approaches there are only two, right? Gross income and net income. Right? Okay. Like you find another relevant deduction. Okay, betul tak? Yeah. So ataupun satu lagi, tapi I the other day I check out. Nanti macam ni ya. Nanti I akan confirmkan kalau soalan ni keluar. Kalau tinggal ada dua approach. Kalau you tengok page 16-7 dua approach. Tapi the other day I tanya pada Dr. Adiba, she told me ada three approaches. Yang tadi tu, satu you gross, second is you just deduct all the hard kifayah, the suitably the sufficiency limit, right? And then the third one is you minus off you punya living expenses, right? So it should be three lah. Tapi dalam buku ni ada dua. Deductible expenses. Okay. Alright, okay. Kalau ikut, I think should be three. Kalau ikut, it should be three approaches. Kalau our old chapter, the last year chapter 1, right? The last year one that we have in the book, kita ada zakat on earned income. Kita ada three approaches. Three approach. Novel expenses. Okay, I tell you what. Book and slide both says two approaches. Book and slide says two approaches, tapi sebenarnya ada tiga. Okay, I tell you what. For your exam purposes, alright, answer two approaches. B, answer B, 2. Okay, take 2. Okay, so this one I will highlight to MFPC, right? So 2. Okay, so it should be 2. Okay, guys. All right. So zakat on savings in the EPF is compulsory when it meets the nisab and haul. It can be calculated by multiplying 2.5% with all the following except. What is the answer? What do you think should be the answer? Okay, have a look at that.
B.
B, all amount of savings funds is drawn from the EPF.
No, D,
Except.
Donkey.
Donkey. Good. Dah boleh pass exam already, no problem. Okay. All right. So which of the following statement is not true? Zakat on shares is compulsory if the company that issues the shares has not paid zakat on its business. Zakat on shares can be calculated based on holding shares or trade shares. Zakat on listed shares can be calculated based on the dividend received. All right. Zakat on traded shares is about 2.5% with the total value of shares hold at the end of the period. What do you think? It's not true? What should be the answer? B. Okay, zakat on trade is calculated by multiplying 2.5% with the total value. Okay. So what is the answer given there? 3D. Yeah, I think jawapan is 3 should be D, right? All right, 3D. Because why? Why is it wrong? Why is it wrong there? Why do you think, what is it wrong there? So it minus off the expenses. Yeah, any expenses incurred, you have to minus off. And the acquisition cost, you see, any cost incurred, you have to minus, then only you pay the zakat. Yeah, okay, the profit you get, tolak the value of the shares, tolak acquisition cost, right? Tolak profit, then baru dapat dia punya profit. Yeah, okay. Jangan, jadi sebab when you buy shares, normally ada cost incurred, right? Yeah, so you kena minus that off. Yeah, so dia not to shares hold at the end of the period. So you kena, kalau ada yang orang beli shares financing, right? On financing, right? Ada acquisition cost, right? So whatever cost yang incurred, minus off dulu. Yeah, then tengok dia punya baru dapat dia punya net value. Alright. So okay, number 4, on January 2007, Ina bought 30 lots of shares in Econo Power Berhad. The exchange cost per unit of shares RM1. On 31st December 2007, Ina still held the same number of shares and the value of shares per unit was 95 cents. She also paid 2,500 as interest on loan for investment in Econo Power Berhad. How much zakat on shares did Ina have to pay for year 2007?
D, donkey. Neil.
D, okay, Neil. 1. Because it's losing.
But there's a question for me here on this question.
Mm-hmm.
They are not supposed to pay zakat. Is it because of the loss they make, or is it because it's not full year?
All right.
To hold the share on full year basis.
Full year. Zakat shares is as long as within that year. Yeah.
Oh, within the year, okay.
December, within that year. Even though buy sell within that year. Yeah. All right. So 30 lots of shares. The exchange cost is RM1. The sell number of shares is 25 cents. 30 lots mean one lot is how many units?
100.
100. 100 or 100? 30 times 100 is it 10, is it 1,000? Should be 1,000? 30 lots? Right, it should be that 30,000, right?
Yeah, 3,000.
Okay, one lot is only 1,000.
No, one lot is 100 now.
100 now, eh?
Uh-huh.
Okay, kalau ikut yang ini, so 30 lots katalah 100, so 30 kali 100 is only 3,000, right? So kalau 3,000 kali 95 cents, it's only 2,850. I think here, this one they refer one lot is 1,000. One lot is 1,000. For this soalan, one lot is 1,000. Yeah, one lot is.
Yeah, okay. This was 2007.
Yeah. So ni dulu punya ya. Okay. That is this one is old one old punya price. Okay. Alright. So jadi this one so the alright, how much zakat did she has to pay? Alright. So 2011. So answer will be she also paid 2,500 as interest. Okay, now if you calculate that, all right. Now harga is 30 times 1,000, all right, times 25 cents. Times 25 cents is 2,850. Then minus acquisition price, interest is 26,000. All right. She also paid, how much zakat on shares did had to pay for year 2007? And then okay. She still held the same. So the value is now 20, it's already gone down from 30,000 to 95 cents, 28,500. I'm not sure why they say it doesn't have to pay. The answer given here is
I think because this but because they acquired the share at 1 ringgit, but at the end of it is a 95 cent, then they're making a loss. Isn't that making a loss is not supposed to pay?
Making a loss is actually is not necessarily because your if a loss in the shares, you don't have to pay, is it? She also paid 2,500 as an interest on loan for her investment in Econo Power. How much zakat on shares in answer? Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. I guess I know. Interest on loan. Okay. If she buys, I think Econo Power Berhad is a non-Sharia shares, non-Sharia compliant. Tricky question, right? Tricky question. 2007, yeah, was 1,000. All right. So if you hold a shares that is not Sharia compliant, all right, so you cannot pay zakat on that, right? But then here, all right, here she just hold. If she pays, say, if she pays like 30, she buys 30 lots, and then she should have paid 30,000, correct or not? 30,000. So that her money, then yeah, she has to pay. But then here he said she also paid to in a loan on investment. She's ambil loan, right? Okay, purchase concern. So ambil loan. So jadi kalau kira-kiranya kalau dia ada that in value juga, alright, tolak berapa that value, so still got some money there, true or not? Market value at your end. But I think kenapa nil? So this is I tengok soalan because this soalan ladies and gentlemen, sometimes ourselves also our trainers, we also do this question, and then somehow kita pun tengok apa maksud soalan ni ya. Sometimes soalan ni juga kadang-kadang we feel that how do they get this is actually sometimes can be challenged. So I guess here kalau if you look at here, all right, if you trade, okay, see slide 67. Okay, Alan. Okay, yeah, Alan. The purchase cost is higher than the market value at your end. Okay, the purchase cost is value. How can you say it's not halal? Power. So because here and also interest on loan for investment in Econo Power Berhad. Yeah, I think so. This is what I feel lah. But I rasa macam kenapa tak bayar kalau I tengok dia punya contoh ni sebab dia ada still walaupun turun walaupun the value because dia kena tengok value dia berapa kalau value dia lebih daripada the nisab she has to pay the zakat. Okay, if the value now is only like already gone down to 28,500 and then tolak 2,500, yeah, then here also he didn't mention also what is the nisab. What is the nisab? Alright. So normally soalan-soalan macam ni kan, okay, you can challenge whereby I can answer juga, what is the nisab for that particular year? For 2007, what is the nisab? Alright. Say if the nisab in 2007, say for example they put there, normally in the question they put that the nisab is so much and so much. Remember, if you look at the slide, the nisab is so much and so much. Remember just now we look at the saving, the amount in savings account. So okay, they put the assumption there, the nisab is so much, 14,000 plus. Alright. So once we see the lowest balance in the account exceeds the nisab for that particular year, right? So automatically we know that it's already exceed the nisab. But here, right, in 2007, correct or not? Kalau kita tak tahu what is the nisab amount, okay, but I believe, right, if now the shares has gone down to 95 cents, right, so the value is still 28,500 and I assume it already exceeds the nisab. If 2,500 also minus 2,500 because it's the interest on loan, right, 26,000 is still exceeds the nisab, right? So why is it nil? So I guess the only explanation that I can assume is that Econo Power Berhad is not Sharia compliant punya shares, right? Punya shares. That is my assumption.
Just a question on this. Let's say the source of money that INA used to buy this share is already paid zakat, probably from the employment income. The zakat was already paid. Then when you invest in share, do you have to pay another time on the zakat?
Okay, the money she already pay from her employment income, then she pays the no duplicity. If on that particular the same year they bought the shares, right? So maknanya the money that he has paid on the zakat tinggal lagi they tengok the profit only. Look at the profit only. Yeah, yeah, betul lah, Wong. How can you say it's non-halal just by the company name? So I just assume. But actually, right? Kalau ikut I punya understanding, alright, even though they buy a non-halal punya shares, dia punya untung dia tak boleh bayar. The dividend received or the interest received, they cannot pay zakat. But the principal, yes, they have to pay zakat. Because that is the money, that's her money. Alright, the principal is halal. The money that she used to pay to buy is halal. But the dividend received from a non-syariah punya shares, that one is you cannot pay. That the principal is from loan in this case. Probably the principal is from loan in this case. Right. But then she also pay as interest on loan on for her investment in Econo Power Berhad. Yeah, I think so too. Because it says here interest on loan. Right? Interest on loan. Interest on loan is already like non-syariah already, non-patuh syariah, non-syariah compliant already. True or not? So they believe. I think so too. But it's actually is quite a very tricky question. Kalau I tengok pun kat sini 26,000, right? 26,000 kali 0.25, right? Is 650. No answer there also, right? You see, if 30,000. 30,000, 30 times 1,000 times 95 cents is 28,500, and you minus off with 2,500, and you get 26,000, right? And you kali 2.5%, you get actually 650. So the answer also is not there, right? Okay, all right. You mentioned shares bought through loan. Shares bought through loan, okay, no problem. Tapi you see, right? In our printing also, right? Sometimes, right, we are not careful, we ourselves, in the word loan. Loan can be addressed as something is conventional loan, right? Even the word interest also, I can mean as something that is riba, something that is not Sharia compliant, you see. But actually that interest could be mean just dividend or hibah received, right? But here in this question here, right? So to me, like, how much zakat on shares did Ina had to pay for year 2000? How much zakat on shares did Ina had to pay? All right. So you tengok jawapan dia, 28,500 is 95 cents. Then 30,000 is you see the price at RM1, right? 27,500 is from where did they get it? From 30,000 minus 2,500. True or not? All the answers given, the A, B, C, right, is all the possibilities that we try to find out. Okay, tell you what, let me finalize this question, right? With maybe see what's the correct answer for this, because there are some of the answers given also is questionable, can be contest. All right, okay, let's move on. Okay, let me keep this question for you guys. Okay, I'll get back to you. All right, I tell you what. If have you developed your own WhatsApp group? Do you have your WhatsApp group? Okay. Or can you? Yes. Can you? One of you. You have my number, right? And just WhatsApp me, and then I'll get back to you guys. Yeah. Any one of you? You got my number just now? You got my number? Okay. So you just WhatsApp me. I'll get back to one of you. Then you share with the others. All right. So remind me. Question number 4. All right. Right, number 5. So Encik Sharul has multiple savings account. In the lowest balance of the accounts at the end of the year 2004 were follows. Conventional, Al-Wadiah, Al-Wadiah. So included in the above balance were interest from Commercial Bank of 100, Hibah from Maybank, and Mewala of 200 and 400 respectively. How much zakat on savings that Encik Manan had to pay for year 2004? So what you do is that you add all together 3, 4, 7, 5, 900. Add it all together and then you minus 100. Okay, 3,400, you plus 7,500, and you plus 900, and you get 11,800, right? And then you minus 100, then you times 0.25, and you get 292.50. So the answer should be B. So the answer here, answer is B. Correct not? Answer is B, yeah? Okay, answer is B. Answer is B. Right. They give B. Let me check. Okay. All right. Answer is B. All right. Okay. Number 6. Number 6. Okay. The following statements are true in respect on Ma'din, Kunus, and Rikas except Zakat on Rikas. The answer given is B. Zakat on Rikas is compulsory if it is extracted and cleansed as well and meets the nisab and how. Okay. zakat on rikas, there's no nisab and no how. Okay, that's why the wrong answer is B. Right? On ma'din and rikas, all right, there is no nisab and how. Okay, once you get that harta, okay, that then you just pay. When you expected, you tengok apa, then you pay there. Okay, the rate, yeah. Okay, and then normally the rate is like 20%. Oh, okay, 20% or 10%, 2.5%. Right? So the answer is B. All right, number 7. Amira has 5 set of goals, necklaces, and bracelets that she wears whenever she attends function like wedding or dinner. At the end of 2004, the weight of the gold from her 5 sets of ring and bracelet was 220 grams. The current price of 1 gram of gold was 32.50. It is a norm to wear gold jewelry worth of 5,000 in her place. How much zakat on gold that BB had to pay for you 2004? So 5 sets, the weight of the gold, blah, 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 220. So 220 grams, you times 32 ringgit and 50 cents. It's 7,150, 7,150. So the norm, the uruf is 5,000. The uruf is 5,000. So 7,150, you minus 5,000. So you get 2,150. So 2,150, you times 0.25%, you get 53 ringgit and 75 cents. Yeah, answer is A. Got it, guys? Yeah, understand? Okay, 7 is A. Correct or not? 7A. Okay, 7A. Okay, 7A. Right? 7 is A. Right? And then number 8. Number 8. Okay, Encik Saleh owns a cocoa farm and he sells the cocoa from his farm to a chocolate company. He buys water as well as depends on the rain to watering the plants in his farm. What is the rate for zakat on agriculture that applies to him?
Percent?
What is the rate for zakat in agriculture?
5%?
5%. Buys water as well depends. So they have both kan. Satu from the natural natural source. One is from his own expenses. True or not? He buys water as well as depends on the rain to watering the plants. So what is the rate for zakat on agriculture that applies to him? Sells the cocoa to chocolate company. All right. Sells the cocoa chocolate company. It could mean that the answer is nil, right? Is the answer is nil? D, comfort, kan?
Yeah.
So why is it nothing? Why is it nothing? So just now, if I'm not mistaken, right? This one is maybe this is on business street, business. So that is not really owns a cocoa farm, not really a deer harvested, whatnot, but then they sell the cocoa, and then maybe it is treated as a business punya zakat punya category. So and then that's why it's nil. Kalau on business, so it should be 2.5%. Kalau business lah. So that's why it's not 10, it's not 5. So it's not 7.5%. Jadi it's 2.5% actually. Alright, so jadi it's quite tricky one here. So kan, I baru nampak tahu this soalan because what I have is different. What I have in my book is different. So I just saw this today also. So jadi kenapa nil? So probably yang ini dia treated it as a business punya category, business zakat on business punya category. Yeah. Okay, but anyhow, okay, that I want to write it down because I need to confirm on this as well. Just now is chapter 14. Sana soalan number 4 just now, correct, guys? Yeah, chapter 14 just now, number 4, and now number 8, right? Okay, let me finalize on this. Okay, let me get back to you on this. Okay, right. So number 9. So which of one of the following statement is true in respect of zakat on business? Zakat on business can be calculated by using either gross model or working capital model. Zakat on accounts is compulsory to be paid with certain that is okay. Yes. Dividend payable is one of the adjustments that has to be added to current liability in order to calculate zakat on business. Work in process should be added to the current assets as one of the adjustment to calculate zakat on business. Right. So answer is what? D. See, all these questions so tricky. Even it's so, I also find it that wow. Okay, it's actually zakat ni I baca a lot of contemporary issues now sebab a lot of new things coming up, a new type of wealth that's been exercised or been generated, that's been conducted, by people. All right, so some of it is not stated in the Quran or Sunnah, so we must find the same cause, and then kita ada macam among the Muslim scholars, they will discuss about it, and they will somehow finalize on this type of wealth, which category does it fall under, right? Yeah. Okay, so it's all is something a very ongoing thing, right? So the answer here is work in process should be added to current asset as one of the adjustments to calculate zakat on business, right? I think this one you can find it in your chapter zakat on business. Okay, here. Okay. Right. Method of calculation. All right. Okay. Net adjusted working capital, work in process. All right. Should be added back. Working capital. All right. Okay, but the one that I read through, right? The one that I have with me here with the slides, yours in the, so probably the one that I have is more on the for the Sharia ones. I thought that it's going to be the same like the one that we have in Sharia and also in your RFP. And never mind, let me check it out. Okay, so answer is D. So number 10. Okay, Encik Ramli raised 65 buffaloes in his village. At the end of 2004, he still held the same number of buffaloes. 10 of his buffaloes were used to plow his paddy field in 2004. So what's the question? See, no question there. So what is the you see what this question? There's no question. Is there a question there? It's a statement, right?
For me, the question is how many zakat he need to pay.
Sepatutlah jawapan dia nil. Because what's the question? Okay, buffaloes, syarat-syarat, the animal cannot be used for like to plough, to do the plowing, all the ni kan buat kerja kan, syarat dia kan. Alright, are we having this style in our exam? Are we having the similar style of question in our exam? I'm not sure. So okay.
But just a question on this one. If the question is how many, what is the zakat that the Encik Ramli need to pay? Because 65 buffaloes used, he owns, but 10 is using to
So
work on the paddy field.
tinggal baki 55, right?
Do I have to pay zakat on the balance 55?
Yeah, kena sebab dia punya kalau buffalo cows and buffalo is every 40 kan, 39 ada 30 you kena keluarkan, betul tak? Ada 30 you kena keluarkan seekor kan, you kena keluarkan satu, betul tak? Kalau sheep and goat 40, kalau buffalo and cows 30. So ini kena keluar lah. Because 65 tolak 10. Yang 10 buffaloes tu tak boleh, sebab dia guna untuk plough the paddy field kan. So tak boleh pakai lah. Right? So jadi tinggal 25. So kena keluar. Tapi jawapan D. Okay. Alright. Okay. I check this one for you also, okay? Alright.
Zarina.
So one buffalo lah. Yeah.
Rachel here. Okay, just want to ask for the question number 8. Is it possible that the cocoa is not required to pay zakat? Like probably there is like the rubber or like some agriculture products that do not need to pay zakat.
No, but now they say anything to like macam cereals ke kena bayar zakat. Macam all these things. And then probably what I can see that what is nil, right? So jadi yang ini, maybe that's why they treated it as a business, a zakat on business, because they sell the own and they sells the cocoa to a chocolate company, true or not? So definitely dia ada dapat, dia ada sales lah, business, true or not? So dia not categorized under the agriculture punya zakat. So that's why I thought, I guess, what is it, nil? Kan? Sebab apa? Kalau you tengok, kalau both, tadi kan, when we look at the slides there, I kena check juga. Dia either one, right? So now they use both, one natural source and one is out of his pocket money, right? He is on his expenses, right? So it's either 5 or 10. But I read also, he said normally dia all nak harapkan hujan sekarang ni, natural source is quite difficult. Memang susah nak make sure dia punya tanaman berjaya lah, alright? So normally memang rata-rata a lot of this petani ke apa ke memang kena pakai buat dia punya irrigation system, kena ya, untuk make sure that enough water, ya. Jadi normally yang dia charge is 5%, not 10. Dah jarang yang 10%, ya, 5%. Sebab nak harapkan hujan, you know lah, Malaysia sekarang kan, can you depend on the hujan? Kadang-kadang you kata, oh panas, right? Tak ada hujan pun, right? It's so unpredictable, true or not? So I read in the book, right? Somewhere, not from this book lah, I read somewhere, it said normally 5% selalunya lah. But this one dia kata nil kan? So I pun nak kena tahu juga why is it nil. So kenapa nil? So something okay. Kenapa tak boleh? Or ataupun kalau dua-dua. Tapi it's the same thing, right? If you pakai dua-dua pun, you still got alright. In order to can you please speak? Yeah. I will look through this, insyaAllah. Okay, Lim? Okay. I pun tengok, I punya lain, ni lain juga kan. I pun tengok, wow. So, semua lain-lain, ya. Okay, so jadi I kena check it out. Okay, Lim, I will do that. Okay, I also, I thought I've done mine, so I tengok buku, side lain pula dengan you all punya. Okay, alright. So, I will check it out for you. Number, Rachel pun, number 8, I will check it out for you as well. Yeah, number 4, 8, and 10. Number 4, 8, and 10. Mismatch of questions and learning. Yeah, exactly. All right. So, okay, no worry. You have time. Okay, I have also some time also to check with MIPC. So please, somebody, nanti personal WhatsApp I, yeah. So I just terus I whatever my discussion with MPC nanti, whatever then I can. But exam question will follow latest or I kena tanya. Tapi exam question nanti I tanya, kalau misalan kata yang this question, I don't know whether they have the new question bank on this zakat or not. Okay, because whether they have asked from any of the examiners to prepare a new zakat question for the 3 chapters, I'm not sure about that. If they do have, so I need to find out from them. All right, I need to highlight to them if you all these self-assessment questions, right? Get the answers. Please check again whether are these the right questions? Are these the right answers? You see, all right, okay. I'll get back to you guys, okay, please, nanti any one of you, tolong Okay, so now I nak tengok soalan, the next one, chapter 15. So soalan chapter 15, right? Chapter 15. Okay. Do you have a Q&A chapter? This is module 4.
I think that's all we have.
That's all you have?
The text plan, yeah.
Only one?
We are done.
I have 3. I have 3 sets.
Zalina, can you take a look, please? On the cows and bulls, right? Do you pay cumulatively? Meaning, let's say you have 55 cows per the question 10, right? Then in the table, right, it's written 30 to 39, you pay 1 bull. 50 to 59, you pay 1 cow. So for 55 cows, do you just pay 1 cow or do you pay 1 bull and 1 cow?
Okay, 55. Let me see. Nanti I tengok balik slides.
Basically, if you have 55 bulls, what is the zakat that you pay?
The zakat that you pay if you have 55 kan? Sekejap ya.
Yes.
Okay, sekejap ya. Tax return.
And also, right, this is just for understanding. Do you treat bulls and cows the same?
Bulls and cows, dia satukan dia punya macam sheep and goat, bulls and cows.
Yeah. So the question then is basically for 55 bulls, do you pay 2 or do you pay 1?
Okay,
Just
wait
like-
let me see for
The table is in 15-6, if you need to refer back to the table.
15-6 15-6 in your text, is it?
Yes.
Oh, your text and mine is also different. I'm so sorry. We have this different materials. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Previous year, guys. Wait. So on the zakat on livestock, My
Yes.
goodness. Okay. So kat dia 30 okay, I tengok. Okay, here calculation kalau tengok tadi on paddy, on livestock, okay, so it depends, okay, again. But cows and buffaloes, we group them together, goats and sheep, we group them together, right? And then zakat on livestock, the how is must be Muslim animals. There are also animals must be special, animals should not be working animals, plough or field, the field live good, nisab must be maintained in the house. Okay, and then zakat on livestock. Okay, this is the count on the buffalo 30 to 39. So kena dua, tadi ada 55 kan?
Yes.
So kena dua lah. Dua lah. Dua ya? Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay guys, so you only have one You only have one Q&A lah for chapter 14. True. In your e-learning portal there, you only have one, right? Betul tak? Yes, okay. All right. Okay, I will check it out. Yes, you only have one. Okay. Kalau ada one, lega sikit lah Tapi I have 3. Yeah, I have for every 3 chapters that I have 3 self-assessment. Okay, I also need to check with MFPC. Okay, nanti I check MFPC. I will get back to you on that, yeah. But okay, I know you're all worried. Tapi not to worry also. Sebab zakat, as long as you read the 3 chapters, yeah, you should be okay. Soalan dia, kalau ada soalan kiraan pun mostly on mungkin tadi soalan on goal, shares tadi, gold shares or maybe yang sikit ni lah on livestock. Yeah. Okay. You wanted to break for your lunch now? Self-assessment on zakat too. It is different sets. Please share with us. Okay. All right. I will. Okay. I will find out with MAPC why isn't there's only one Q&A in your screen there. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, you want a break for your lunch? Okay, sure.
Zarina,
Yeah.
sorry, I just want to ask, just want to clarify for this slide, right?
Hmm?
The amount of zakat for one example, for example, like 40 to 49 number of animals, right? So the amount of zakat is 1. So the 1 means what? Is the
Satu
value?
ekor. Satu ekor.
The value equivalence.
Tengok harga dia lah, harga dia. Harga yang umur dia 2 tahun kan. Berapa harga dia? So that harga, then you pergi bayar lah dekat pusat zakat. You don't bawa the bull lah. Don't bawa the cow, the bull go to pusat zakat just
Okay,
look at. Okay, alright boleh.
One more question. Just out of my curiosity. For example, like the insurance plan under the investment link, there is the account value inside, right? If let's say, so if let's say Muslim buy the insurance plan, there is the account value inside. So does this account value subject to zakat?
Actually, if I look at the now on the takaful, right? So you have the investment value there, right? If you got the cash value, you get the investment value also, right? So that one say if you have say like 5,000 cash value there in your takaful account, in takaful policy, right? You have to add it up together with all your other income from the other savings, like in your savings account, in your shares. You have to put them together in one group, right? So even though you don't withdraw it, that is considered your saving. Yeah, considered your saving. But in insurance, because I'm not sure, because you see like investment link, if for the Muslim, they can choose the Sharia fund, true or not? Islam ILP for insurance, the funds that the Muslim, they can choose the Sharia fund, true or not?
Correct, correct.
All right. So that investment value, all right, they have to, if they have any, they have to be added together with the others. Yeah, with the money in the savings account, the employment income, in the shares, yeah, they have to add it up together. Yeah, untuk for nisab calculation, for nisab calculation purposes. Okay, Rachel? Right? Okay. But, okay. All right. Okay. Any others? You guys? Okay. I see you back at 2 o'clock for module 2, inshallah. Okay. All right. Have a good rest. Enjoy your lunch, guys.